Okay, we live. Shit, we live. See who comes up in the building. Let the room gain some traction. Let the room get some traction. Open panel. The link is in the chat. We'll let this thing marinate and see who comes up. Boy, done woke up and pretty much back at it. So we gonna talk about a couple of dividend stocks that I saw that pretty much look like a easy play to make. So give me a second, y'all. We're gonna figure out what's going on when it comes to specific companies. So, okay, so we have 76, Phillips 66. Another dividend would be TCS. And these are pretty much high dividend paying companies. So when it comes to Info says that's a high dividend off the fact that you can get around 5% dividend. And that's actually high for stable dividend stocks. And monthly paying dividend stocks would be the ticker AGNC investment. Dividend yield is 9% a share. Vanguard Total Bond Index Fund. Nash, salute to you. Okay, we finally get some traction going on. Salute to you, Nash. Salute to everybody that's coming in. Another good monthly paying dividend stock, Prospect Capital. So it's PROSPECT Capital, ticker PSEC. The price is $5.48 as we currently speak. Dividend yield is 13%. The market capital on Prospect Capital is $3 billion. Nash, so you got your EIN, so you're getting incorporated. You got everything incorporated, Nash. Yeah, really, EIN. I don't know. You in the UK, EIN shouldn't take a long time to process because here in here in the United States and especially California, when it came to LLC creating my LLC, it pretty much was expedited 3 to 4 weeks. So for all the people that's coming in, like video, anybody wants to hop on, is an open panel, join the stream. But let me get back to these monthly paying dividends. So we got Gladstone Investment, dollars, ticker GAIN. So GAIN, GAIN. Gosh, it took 3 months. What the UK was having backlogs of processing paperwork? I don't see how that can be. I don't see how that can possibly be 3 months. I don't know, man. That I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but Jesus, 3 months, you're losing all that opportunity to get some sales going on because the stupid company, well, stupid organization doesn't want to process everything because usually it takes 2 to 3 weeks, man. You're already ready to go here in the United States, but you're in the UK and have to deal with 3 months in incorporation. I don't know, man. Rashid, salute to you, man. Click the link, click the link, click the link, click the links. Master, okay. Do I use cold email? Mm, the emails that I get from the stores is pretty much warm email. So it's literally traffic and people that engaged my website first, but opt in into the mailing newsletter. So cold emails would literally be like going to a business database where it has a whole bunch of emails, information, phone numbers, in order to be able to get a list of actual real cold emails. But no, I don't do that personally. I capture people's emails from the traffic on my stores, but I don't pay for data. That's something I just refuse to do unless I'm a corporation that already capped out when it comes to my traffic and trying to get more traffic. But yeah, cold emails is a tough ass process, boy, due to the fact of you actually trying to be able to sell your services to people that are not even remotely interested. So that's why when I had the live stream earlier, and a boy said he had 20 million emails. Say if 20 million emails was sent, if he gets 1,000 emails that pretty much responds back, he pretty much won due to the fact of the loss of averages and plus high ticket products, high ticket services. You know, they got drop shipping, drop servicing. A lot of people are signing a lot of stuff. I didn't get the notification. Yeah, I could have sworn I had. Yeah, I could have sworn told people to click the bell. People have been saying that they haven't been notified, but Nash. But back to your question, Nash. You got your EIN, but it took 3 months. What was the holdup? What was the lag on that, man? I'm trying to be able to figure out what was the story behind that, because that. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guess I'm used to expediting. Shit, you in the back? Hold on. Let me check to see if Rashid's at the in the backstage. But yeah, Nash. I don't see how it could take 3 months unless they hold up the county office where you were at in the UK. I don't see how it took 3 months to uh, process your incorporation, dog. Rashid,
What's going on, man?
salute.
Salute, 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 man. Great show this morning, man. Great show this morning.
Siova, salute. But yeah, Marina, I don't see how people don't be getting notified and everything. These are literally people that found me when it
Well,
comes to subscribing to my channel.
you would
Mhm.
have to, a lot of people that don't get the notifications, they would have to unsubscribe, go back and subscribe, and hit the notification bell again. Because the crazy part is a lot of guys, it's more or less the algorithm, man. And I've been noticing that since YouTube been doing the different changes to like different things. Because now they got that to where if you drop a video, you have to rate it far as being dealing with kids and all that. I mean, they just changing up so much. So a lot of people don't get notifications. And you would just have to actually know when they come on. Most of the people who do like regular shows, like if you start doing a regular show, it puts you in the algorithm to where it pushes your notifications out. So if you have a set day
Yeah,
and
man.
set time,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because
So,
other than that, yeah,
well,
it's just random, man.
my, well, my schedule is pretty much open in around this time, like here in the West Coast, it's like 4:15. So I'm all these races you can expect to see at
You
4 p.m. time.
you
Then
jumping it
in
you jumping in
East
and out.
Coast time. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but early, just a
Can you
few
hear me?
minutes, it was jumping in and out.
Shit. I don't know. Can you hear me now? Right now? Because I'm about to share my
Yeah, you
screen.
good now.
I don't see. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you perfect right
Yeah,
now.
man. Like, okay. So we're gonna look at Texas fast food franchises under 100,000. Fast food franchises under. Okay. Share my
You you going in
Okay,
and
I'm
out
going to be
again.
going in. Click the link. Going in and out again, man. Man, this is some bullshit. I'm gonna have to probably reset my whole entire joint. I don't know what could possibly be the problem. And okay, I found. Let me share this real quick.
Basically, I try to keep things going for them. So pretty much, we're gonna be working on a couple of things dealing. Let me get back to the topic. Far as Texas real estate and business, looking at a couple of business out in Texas, uh, purchase, looking at the growth, actual income base, also dealing with the Texas base far as the real estate. What is a good profit? What is a good area to follow? All right, you back now. You got it on mute?
Nah, I'm not on mute.
Okay, cool.
I'm about to share my screen right now. I saw something that we can all look at. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up now as I see the Google screen.
Okay, now we're gonna figure out on what's in the 50,000 to 100,000 range because these are most likely it's going to be startups and not cash flow cash flowable businesses. But we're going to see what do they have, and we're going to figure out from these pretty much C grade franchises on what can be able to be working on the eyes. A cleaning company would work. Working, but these are pretty much
Yeah, you breaking up just a little bit, but you good now.
Brewster's real ice cream and cash required. Okay, this level 100,000 agreement term 10 years franchise fee 30,000 royalty up to 5%. Food and restaurant established in 1989. Franchising since 93. Okay, so this is 200 successful units open in 18 states. I'm about to figure out what are these people. I'm about to do some research on Brewster's Real Ice Cream. franchise. How strong the influence does come to doing business in that state, operating in that state. I know there is no boutique in the West Coast. It has, well, none that I know.
It's
Yeah, see,
starting to
I didn't
break up.
know we had this. Damn, I'm starting to break up again.
Yeah, see, it keeps going in and out. Are you on your you
This
say
is
you on your
crazy.
computer now? Are you on your computer or are you on your phone?
Computer.
All right, you might have to go. You might have to use the Ether cord because I think your Wi-Fi connection is like slowly going in and out, probably dropping.
Okay, so this company has takeout and delivery. It has that option for takeout and delivery.
Yeah,
But I
you
need to
perfect
figure
now.
out. I need to figure out how much is this cash flow. How much is the cash flow, and how much can it possibly go for? Brewster's Real Ice Cream revenue. Ugh, I don't know why I misspelled that. Okay, how much is a Brewster's franchise? Franchises can expect to make a total spend a round of 230,000 up to 1.3 million. Wow. And that's definitely not the truth, because from the broker website, they do charge franchise fees. Hell, we just got done talking about it. Franchise fee is $30,000 unless everything is built in on this 230 price that I highlighted. But I don't know, this is definitely somewhat deceptive. But they also says in this little uh, shit that they also offer financing via third party as well as veteran discount. See, the vet franchise discount is a fee of 17.5. Financing available third party. I don't necessarily trust that third party. Probably is in-house uh, people still working at it. I'm trying to look for gross revenues, if they even display on gross revenues. I know with McDonald's franchises, they make 10 to 12% a year over the investment. So if you put in, if somebody had 1.2 million for a McDonald's franchise, that franchise can be able to get around $100,000 to 125,000 a year concurrently, as long as the lease is still active, as I should say. So I'm trying to figure out what's the gross revenues, because I'm not necessarily interested in all. I just need to do more research when it comes to this. Okay, Forbes got this best and worst franchise to 2015, but we're gonna see if these franchises still exist, because there's a lot of flash in the pan type of companies that were here yesterday, not here now. Okay, so best franchise to buy: Brightway Insurance, 5-year growth rate, 20%. 5-year franchise continue. Continuity, 89% total units, 109. Sells auto, home, business, and personal policies. What I'm reading here, right way. Insurance, everything sells auto, home, and personal policies. Probably term policies, really policies that I know pretty much has all the action. Made Pro. Now, this is something that I want to research and figure out. They have a Made Pro franchise in Texas. The fact that it's cleaning. Because y'all was looking for pretty clean franchises in the state of Texas. So this Made Pro. You have to do some extra research on that as well. Right now, she's picking up now. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I'm using this dumbass headset, and the shit is not
So it
fully
might be the head.
fully connected.
Yeah, might be the headset. Cause you sound good now. It's perfect. I don't know. Script.
Okay, nobody in the back. For all the people that's coming in, like the video, share and subscribe. This Made Pro franchise service in Texas. So we're gonna make it for sale in Texas. That's gonna.
You, you just
John, click the link.
you just
John,
went
click
out.
the link.
You just went out for a minute.
I done broke up. I done broke up again. This is a shame. John, click in the end. No time to see Johnson. Come in there. Respect to you. Respect to you. I'm out to reset my computer real quick.
You know, went silent on us. Okay, so he's gone again. You try to see if I can keep the conversation going, far as us looking into certain business and everything. And like I say, the topic was dealing with real estate in Texas. So we're going to be looking at those key spots there. Oh man, my kids on my phone. They're actually on my account. All right, cool. All right, you back.
All right. John, click the link. John, you provide good information, so click the link. Plus, you're in Oregon area, so you got to be able to figure out what markets is going on. That John, if you're still listening, man, does Oregon have state tax? Does Oregon have state tax? Because everywhere got its property tax, but oh, Goddess Energy, salute to you coming in. Goddess, hop on the panel. Hop on the panel, Goddess. This is an open panel. We ain't gonna bite. At least not yet. You see, I'm sober now, so I ain't drinking this quite yet. So, okay, now you can hear me much better. Okay, now I don't have an, any type of issue. So, yeah, click onto the panel. John, hit the link because John is knowledgeable in real estate and real estate markets as well. Like, with my time with real estate was pretty much signing contracts. Like, right now with this whole COVID shit, I can probably virtually find something in the Atlanta area, College Park, the College Park area. So, yeah, Marina, yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I was pretty much, lit. But I was, if I can be able to really find something in College Park area, something that's near Spelman, and to figure out something where it's dilapidated, I can probably assign that contract to a developer in Atlanta, Georgia, or in the biggest cities in Georgia in order to be able to pick that up and build. Because if I can get the contract for 45,000 and a developer can be able to put 30, 40,000, that probably can be resold into around 175, 200,000. Do properties go that high, Rashid? Rashid?
Yeah, can you hear me? I think my mic was down. Yeah, but pretty much they do. It all depends on, like I say, what business that you're. I mean, what
We
area
talking
that you're
properties
dealing with.
now. Yeah, we talking.
Yeah, area that you're dealing with. It all depends on the area because College Park area you can get not. It depends. Like I said, it's certain streets is crazy because with the gentrification, it's certain streets you might get like 150, 100,000 for a house. Then you go two streets over, you might get it for 300,000.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Marina, College Station is where Texas A&M plays because Marina, she in Texas and shit, so she can pretty much get that down pat. But Texas Station, it's a college town. Anything that's college town, military bases. Okay, so it is Texas A&M. Okay, so I'm gonna do that research real quick. But I need to look at cleaning services. But Rashid, keep on expounding on what's going on in Atlanta, man. This is for people that's listening in, so they can be able to figure it out. Because
Okay.
there's a lot of been people that's pretty much been saying that they're looking at North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Central Florida, and the French quarters in New Orleans, the French Quarter in New Orleans. So I'm gonna have to research this College Station.
Yeah, if you're gonna deal anywhere in Atlanta, I mean, pretty much the hot spots right now. It always it's called Grant Park area. The area is always booming and it's steady increasing. I mean, right now it's kind of saturated because everybody's going over there plugging houses, and but you want to look a little bit out from there, going towards Moreland. But the biggest key spot that I keep telling people about that the I think it's like the Gen Xers and the Boomers, all the houses that are on the west side of Atlanta. If you come from over there off of MLK area to Cascade, within that area over there, there's a lot of boomers and stuff. They're either passing and the kids don't know what to do with the houses, so they're just selling them off. Great properties. You got what is the other area over there? You would have Allen Temple, like all these little areas that are getting gentrified right now. Go ahead.
No, no. I'm
Okay.
just pretty
Now,
much. I'm typing right
okay.
now.
Yeah, all the areas over there they're trying to gentrify right now, man. Like just like I said, off of the MLK area, because when I went over there the other day, I started seeing them build sidewalks. Cause like I told you, they just started building the sidewalks over here by my house about like last year. So they done built the sidewalk. They have I think it's sitting over here about two, maybe close to 2.5 to 3 acres over here by my house off flat shows.
You see
They're
my
actually
screen?
just yeah, I see your screen.
What you think about these prices? How do they match up compared to what's going on in Atlanta, Georgia? Because this house, the first house, 4206 Lismore Lane, that's a
Hold
nice
up.
ass house.
You got the comment over there over the prices and stuff.
Yeah, because you got 429,000. Say if somebody had 385, they can pretty much pick the house up with 40 to 50,000 equity. The second one, 6308 Southern Way Drive in College Station, that's 291. 6306 Dayton Court, 284. If somebody had 250 and 220, they can snatch that up because the properties don't go for the actual price most of the time. It's usually negotiated downward.
Yeah. You got
Okay, so this,
you
uh,
you got the comment over the prices, so can't see it. All we seeing is just the addresses to the properties and stuff.
wait a minute. So you can't see the price?
Goddess, nah, over the goddess. There you go now. The comment, goddess energy 555. You have her comment up, so it's over the price, but you're good now. We can see it. We just move the screen a little bit. Okay, cool.
Man,
That's kind of
This Rockcliffe loop and everything looks nice. This is 449.
all right.
That would go at least $2 million in California, $2-3 million in California. The way how the whole setup is, just off of just looking at it. I'm gonna click on this real quick. This digs my eye. But everybody that's coming in, please like, share, and also this is open business panel. Click on the link. Okay, you can still see my screen, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so this is 3,000 square feet. Yeah, here in California, that would be like 2 million. So, Marina College Station is actually uh, it's expensive. It's Texas expensive, but it's still cheap compared to California. If that ever made sense, because I
That's
saw properties that were like 8,000 square feet going for 600,000.
they have that house for sale, right?
Repeat that again, G.
I say they have the house right there for sale.
Okay, yes, sir. We got this situation. This would be like 2 million roughly. So for what's going on for sale, this is 449
Oh,
$449,000.
oh, that's what I was saying. That Zillow has it for sale right now, right?
Yeah, they got it for sale, and they saying that this estimate is 393.
Yeah, it's off
So
the market. That house is off the market. I told you that app that I got, Home Snap, is showing that it's off the market. It's sold for
oh, it's off
four
the
thirty
market.
seven.
Oh,
Yep,
437. Damn. See, Zillow don't be having their data updated.
because it's 6 months. They I told you my friend, a real estate agent, he told me with Zillow, all these other sites, they're able to keep these
But they
houses
got a
on
nice
for
little
six
pool right here,
months.
man. They got a nice little
Yeah,
pool right here. Got a
yep.
nice little pool and everything, man.
Even shows the rental property on here that on the low end it would have sold for 393,300. On the high end, it would have sold for 480, 700.
Man, these rents and everything, for these houses, 1,400 a month, 1750,
Try that
16.5.
try that site that I gave you. I mean, I know that one was still.
Okay.
I would pull up another tab. Just keep that and pull up another tab. Far as with that home snap that I told you about,
All right, I'm gonna
and
click
put
that
it.
right now. I'm gonna see anybody in the back.
Yeah.
Let's see if anybody's in the back. Okay, let me do the research. Homesnap.com. Let me click over. Home snap. So you said that Zillow will be having like 6 months uh backlog or
Yeah, all of
delay.
them.
Things are not updated.
Well, all of them
Okay.
have 6 months before they can take it off. But home snap, from what my friend was telling me, that they deal with the MLS, so they have to keep it on there. I think it's at least a month. They have to take it off by a month. So they're a little bit more accurate than a lot of other sites.
Yeah, because you got to get things at an exact. Because somebody have all their game plan for this one house, and it's been gone literally months ago. And you said that it was sold for what price? 437.
437. Yep.
437. Okay. Okay. Damn, do I have to sign up in order to be able to use this website, or I
Nah,
can be
you
able
just
to do it
actually,
on this website? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
just type in the address. They
Publish.
prefer you to do it, but typing in the address.
Okay. So this is the market stat. New listings in the last 4 weeks in College Station, 7 homes for sale in College Station, 17 homes, condos for sale, 5. Okay, so they give me prices of the houses. Ah,
Yeah.
180. 3 bedroom, 3 bath.
And you can look at the filter too and switch it over to rental properties and get an estimate on how much the rentals, if you switch over to rentals. Because just if you click on any one of those properties, it should give you the actual price, and even if like the rental what it's going for, uh just little features. But if you sign in, they'll break down and tell you when the last time the house was sold, the tax, everything. So like I said, it's a
Yeah,
good
I'm
option to
gonna have
have.
to use this website, man. I'm gonna have to
I
use this
told you,
website
man.
more. I've been using Zillow and Realtor.
I've been telling guys to get on that, like it, because like I told you, he's a real estate agent, so he put me on. He even let me go on with him and look on the MLS for houses. So he pretty much the whole back door. What people like, it's a lot of stuff in back door in the comments that a lot of people don't know as far as what real estate agents able to see. I mean, it's crazy. Like they have comments in there showing where they giving extra bonus to agents to buy these houses, the incentives to get these houses sold faster than what they need to be.
Bro, do you
So
see the mortgage, man? The mortgage is 992 for this $230,000 property, and this property, uh, visually, something like this would be around 700,000 here.
but you look at see if it's
Just
the
looking off the Zillow.
see if it has the taxes and everything, because you know some prices don't actually put in the taxes and insurance. You would have to go by that.
Okay, so
Look
it's
at the
pretty much mortgage, taxes, plus insurance built into the price every month.
yeah. So that was only probably showing the price of just the mortgage if you were to get a straight loan, and then if you actually put the insurance and tax, I'm guaranteed it'd be a lot more
Yeah, yeah,
for
gosh.
200 some $1,000 house. Yeah, unless you getting a very low interest rate, and that's basically almost where you just paying nothing but the house.
Because really, the motto for me would be trying to get the rent at 2 G's a month.
Yeah. And see, that's the
Justifiably,
big
I think I can justifiably get it.
the biggest thing is you want to find an
Mm.
area that's pretty much being like I told you when we was dealing with Atlanta and we was talking about the downtown area, Cleveland Avenue. Like I told you, Cleveland Avenue is a rough area, but if you find that house between Cleveland and Hateville, Hateville is more like towards the airport. They have that Porsche dealership. Like I said, if you find that area between those two places where you have a little good versus a little more bad, to where you find that sweet spot in between, there's houses over there right now. They're being cleaned up and they're charging 1,800, and that's on the low end. I'm talking about go far as up like 25 to almost $3,000 a month because you're less than 5 minutes from the airport. You can actually get on a bus or get you an Uber, take you there to the airport. From downtown, from all the hot spots, you're less than 30 minutes, like 20 minutes tops with no traffic. You know, a lot of people do the Airbnbs down there pretty good. My guy, I know he had an Airbnb down there. He was making a kill on it. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not familiar with
Okay,
this
so let me
area.
scroll down to figure out what's these taxes. Yeah,
Oh, it's nice.
pretty much this is yeah, this should look nice. This should look for sure nice. We're gonna figure out because in Texas, property taxes is higher due to the fact that there's no state income tax, but it still doesn't hit nowhere near California. So we're gonna look at this property history. Okay, so pretty much they need me to sign in order to get the full history.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
And
cool.
the biggest selling point on houses that a lot of people don't realize, and I used to do movies, so I tell a lot of people, the schools. If you're dealing with people like I always dealt with people that either want to buy a house or renting, the best thing to do is find a house that you're gonna buy in a decent school area because they will get pushed so inclined to actually renting a house, they will want to buy the house from you. So even if you did want to sell or you just keep it as a rental property, a good school will actually be a good seller for people renting and buying. I mean, that's just a little FYI thing because when a guy's single, he's cool, but over time, if he starts to take a relationship serious, school is the key. And then you have guys that have kids, and they come into the area and they just want something real quick to rent. I mean, that's the best thing to offer them is giving them a good school in that area.
Yeah, man. I pretty much wrote that down as well. It's not giving me the full rundown. It's pretty much just giving me what they've been saying on mortgage,
Yeah,
the monthly mortgage payment. They're saying that on this website you can afford a home up to $297,000 monthly payment, 1,300 a month. $1,300 a month of mortgage, just as, like you said, it's just a standalone. Because I guess that's what they're going by off of this. Because I know if it has somewhere in combined, it'll probably be around. Say if the mortgage standalone is 992 plus probably 400 added on the top of any type of insurances and fees, so it'll be around 1,200. And say if I charge the rent of the two G's, I can net 800 800 a month. Times that by 12, that's like 9,600 a year
hold on. You said
net profit.
you said what was you dealing with the other one? You said the price of the house.
Mm. No, the website was pretty much saying that I can get my mortgage would be around ranging in 900 to $1,300 a month and get a property up to $297,000 around this
Yeah,
area. So this website is useful, man. I'm gonna have to plug
yeah,
myself in. I'm gonna have to figure out what's the rentals. So I'm gonna look at another property in College Station. I'm gonna see what's going on in other markets in Texas. Then we're gonna go to what you just
Okay.
mentioned about Cleveland Avenue in Atlanta near
Yeah.
Hayesforth Airport. I think we had this conversation about how '96 Olympics was in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. The '96 Olympics.
Okay, okay, so we did have that conversation. Okay,
Yep. We had that last time.
okay, so we got this tree right here. We got that tree. Can you cut? I wonder if you can cut down this tree.
Yeah. You can cut it down.
I wonder if there's
But
any zoning. This shit needs to be cut.
nah, that's good.
Um,
Like that, the tree in the house. You gotta look at it like this. The shade, I mean, depending on if you want someone to have a clean cut area. Other than that, a lot of people like the tree for shade. And then my thing is with pine trees, those are the ones that really need to be cut down because they top heavy, and those are the ones that always fall. I don't think you're gonna have that problem out there in Texas though. I think it's too many pine trees fall.
man, the visuals of this house look nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 G's a month justifiably renting it out. So that'd be a gross of 24,000. And if it's the same ranging when it comes to mortgage or any fees, insurance,
And then
I got to figure out that
always
this got HOAs because in Arizona is filled with HOA fees. The whole entire state, it should just be
that's
one big
crazy.
HOH. But yeah, man, this is nice, man. The kitchen area look clean.
Yeah, that's pretty much top dollar for that one. And then you want to also look in that area for the amenities, far as the stores, attractions to get them to go there. Everything you kind of promoted it is in that general area. People pay for convenience, man. You know, if you like going to bars, you have certain bars and clubs and everything like the nightlife where they could just catch an Uber. It's all convenience, especially for the younger generation coming in, you know, and depending on how close this is to a certain area dealing with tech or something.
Mm, I agree, man. So 2 G's a month justifiably, man. I need that 2 G's. If I was really want to be greedy, I would say 2,500, but 2 G's, 17 fives to be conservative. But yeah, getting this rent up to 2 G's is needed. Damn, I don't know what is going on with my with this website, man. I don't know. StreamYards and websites do not be clicking together. But uh, for all the we got somebody in the back, my man Tony, Super Triz, Wadner.
We was on with Super Trez last time, man. We was talking about
My
Atlanta and
man
we doing
Super Triz.
Seattle.
Yeah, my man Super Triz knowledgeable on real estate as well, man. Yeah, Maria. Arizona's beautiful, but them HOA fees whip your ass.
Sure do.
Whip your motherfucking ass, Dorian. Okay, now we got a question. I am new here. Do you guys have experience in investing in active real estate, i.e., investment properties from other states that you can reside while you live away? If so, how is it? Now, I help developers get to the properties, so I pretty much collect a fee. I've been collecting fees of 5,000, 7,000 here, but actual real estate properties, now that will be done later on of this year. Now, that's definitely going to be a goal. So, the house that I showed on this live stream in Decatur, or previous live streams, that was 135. If I put down 30, 40,000, I can be able to finance and get that joint and rent it out.
Yeah. And I told you, man, indicated area easily, man. 1,100, like I said, 1,000 to 1,100, and depending on how close it is to certain areas, you can even possibly get like 12 to 13, and it all depends on the bedrooms, the look, and like I said, going back to the schools, because if you dealing with anything to a 3 bedroom or more, that means families coming in. They want somewhere with a good school. You giving them all this for the area. Because I mean, there's a lot of people that's been moving to Decatur from out of town. And when I talk to them, I see them buy a house. I would just ask them like, "Yeah, where you move from?" They're like, "Oh, I moved from New York. I moved from this place." They don't know nothing about the area. It's a dude that just moved over my neighborhood from New York, and he was like, "Yeah, it's kind of rough over here. The house is nice, but I was like, oh, it's getting better." He's
Yeah,
like, "I
man,
see."
getting better. Getting better.
Yeah.
Tony, jump in. Super Triz, get your black ass on the panel, dog. I ain't taking no for an answer, man. Super Triz, you got some useful information, dog. Get your black ass on the panel so people can learn. These good peoples can learn.
It's like I told you, man. It's like I told you what I paid for my house this morning by 110.
Mm.
You got two neighborhoods over from mine. Like the house over there started at 350. And like I tell you, it's just a matter of time for my area is already going up. Like I told you, the first year I got 5,000. I mean 5,000 already on my house. So if I do a refi, something like that, I can pull, let it sit, however I want to do.
Are y'all gentlemen on your computers?
No, I'm actually not. I'm on my phone.
Okay, Tony, salute.
I can try. Let me look for my wife's charger.
Because I'm gonna need y'all to share y'all screen because y'all know the areas. So any areas y'all know, y'all need to share y'all screen. I'll share the screen and we can be able to psychoanalyze the shit in that area.
Cool,
But Super
cool.
Triz, click the link. Click the link. Super Triz. Tony, hop in. How's it going, Tony?
I think your charger's upstairs.
Tony.
Yeah. I just bought my wife a new damn computer, so I'm gonna jump on her junk. I got my junk. Oh, it's like about 4 years old. Like I don't like, dude. I be on my phone so much. I got the Note 8. I mean the Note 20 Ultra. I just use that thing. Camera sick, all that.
Yo, Super Triz, you on your computer, man?
No, I'm on my phone.
Damn, man, y'all need to be on your laptops, man. Especially when it comes to real estate, man. Y'all know these areas more than I do.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to work after work in a little bit, so I can't be on here too long.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
But I definitely want to drop by. The real estate stream was longer overdue because we've had a lot of changes now. Especially with some of the legislation that Biden plans to enact, as well as some things coming down the pipeline in California, as well as New York. So that really changes the landscape for those that are looking to invest in real estate. I guess the first question is like are people on the panel, people in the actual viewership, are you guys trying to invest as far as fix and flip, wholesale, or are you looking to buy and hold?
Well, it's a turnkey buy and hold. So the property that I saw in Decatur, it pretty much had all the fixings is for 135. 40 G's, I can be able to finance that motherfucker.
And see, the thing about, okay, so turnkeys are a little bit more complicated because turnkeys oftentimes have very slim margins because all of the value add has been completed, all the work has been done. So a lot of times the turnkeys, you're gonna have to find like a market. So you want to look at, but before you start investing, you really want to learn the area. And I know a lady had mentioned in the comment section, I believe her name was Marina, and she was speaking about investing in areas outside of where you live. That's tricky, obviously, because of the distance, but you really need to have somebody boots on the ground, and you really need to know that real estate market because every real estate market is different, even within the same city. You need to learn the real estate market for your specific neighborhood, and know what the trends are, and know what the actual market rents are in that area. Need to know what the actual property taxes are in the state that you want to buy in because all states aren't created equal. You guys talk about Texas a lot, but Texas, if I'm not mistaken, Texas has one of the highest property taxes.
Yeah, that's because of no state tax.
And that's the thing, states with no state tax, they oftentimes have higher property taxes because
They got to recoup.
that revenue has to come from somewhere, and I believe like Texas will probably be like number what, like number 7, like the 7th highest property tax. I believe their property tax is like 1.81, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yeah.
but now if you look at a state like where I'm in Washington. Washington has no property tax either.
No, what
But
you mean? No state tax or no property tax?
I'm
No
excuse me,
state.
no state tax. Oh, there. I'm sorry,
No
there is no
state.
state with no property tax. But
Yeah,
um,
man. Shit, we
yeah,
need to go there.
that would be heaven. But no, Washington has a significantly lower property tax than say somewhere like Texas. I'm trying to think what the exact rate of property tax. I believe like it's around 0.92% versus Texas being like 1.81. So it's almost like half the property tax as a percentage. So that's something to think about as well, because because a lot of what you're looking at, whatever type of real estate investing that you're doing, unless you're doing like a wholesale or a quick fix and flip, where you're doing like interest only loans, your monthly payment is a very, very big factor. Because if you take your the actual cost of the house and you amortize it over 30 years, you get like a 30-year, fixed rate mortgage, your property taxes begin to greatly impact how much money you're going to pay a month. And I spoke last time when I did the comparison a couple years ago, and I was looking at 2 different properties. One property, a fourplex, was in Texas versus a fourplex in say Washington, right? Or any type of property. Let's just say like a single family home. So a single family residence for loan purposes is anything between a single family detached home, a condo, a duplex, triplex, up to a fourplex. Those are still considered single family or even multifamily residential, so you can get a conventional loan. And so with those, I looked at a property in Texas for $500,000. That monthly note was the same as a property in Washington for $700,000. Same note, $200,000 difference in property value, all because of property tax. So that's something you guys really got to think about. Look at your property taxes, and then also look at the actual real estate market. And then you got some states with no income tax, like in Washington where I'm at. There's no state income tax. So you start talking about certain states with income tax, that begins to eat into your profits as well. So it's just some things that you guys got to really think about. From what I hear, I'll have to verify this. I don't think Tennessee has state income tax. Let me see here.
Because we really just gotta do it by comparison, man. Because
Tennessee.
we in the West Coast, man. Anything that's in the
Tennessee.
West Coast compared to down south is gonna look cheap.
Well, we'll see. The thing about the thing about it is that the property values are so exorbitantly high in some areas that affects, like, and I use this term loosely, cap rate, because cap rate generally applies to commercial properties that are paid for in cash. But we can kind of loosely apply those principles, even if you want to use the 1% rule. A lot of properties, say for instance here, like where I'm at in Seattle, California, New York, certain areas, very hot areas, they don't cash flow. If you buy the property, if you put a 20% down payment, right, and you finance it with a conventional rate mortgage, will you cash flow? That's the question. And a lot of
Yeah.
properties in these areas don't cash flow, and that's just the areas. It's not like the only way you're going to get a cash flow on property is if you stumble across a deal of the century where it's like some type of tax lien on the property. I mean, and those are so hard to come by, like, and especially somebody that's trying to be an out-of-state investor, you're not going to come across things like that because you just don't have the network. You got to be boots on the ground. You got to have a network to come across these outstanding deals that come across. I'm part of a real estate investment group that we actually bounce ideas off each other, and they get like first access to some of the deals. And the really good deals, I've seen one in the past year and a half. One. So these deals, like you see, like these people on the internet, these YouTube people, some of these people like I see on YouTube, I really question. Some of these big time quote unquote real estate investors on YouTube, some of these people I really question, like, are they deals really legit? And then the ones that actually have legit deals, you'll find that these deals are like in really obscure areas. You're never going to see like somebody with this fantastic deal in San Francisco or Los Angeles. You're just not going to see it.
No. Because the LA move when it comes to development was Inglewood.
Yes, because of the stadium.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that we got to think about, okay, like I said last time, the one thing that's plaguing us right now is the supply versus demand. There's a very low supply. The demand is still high. And this is why you see the prices of the homes continually creep up. And this is really not even the high sales season anyway. So you're not going to see that many listings as we go towards the summertime. And I believe Biden was talking about a $15,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers, which can also be applied to the actual down payment, because that's a hurdle for a lot of people, is actually being able to save for a down payment because they're not living at home. Like if you live at home with your parents, you're able to save money because you're not spending a whole lot of money on rent. But like if you're not living with your parents, you still have to provide rent and pay bills while you're trying to save, which is very difficult for a lot of people. So that $15,000 tax credit, what that does is it enables home ownership for a lot of people that it will otherwise be unreachable to. And so what happens is that if this tax credit passes, home buying is going to be extremely, extremely competitive. So for people that are like trying to I'm holding off and I'm waiting, it may not get better. You may run into some more problems trying to get a property because it's going to be a whole lot of people, first-time home buyers, and then the first-time home buyers are going to be pursuing that lower end of the spectrum, which differs from market to market. Some areas, entry-level homes are 100,000. Some areas, entry-level homes are 400,000. Depends on where you're at. But if you're looking to buy your first home, you're going to be at that lower end of the spectrum, just trying to get your foot in the door. And that's always extremely competitive. Any market you go to, that entry level, that basement is always extremely competitive. Like out here, a house that's $300,000 out here is going to be a fixer upper, and it's going to be extremely competitive. You're going to have to come in over the asking price to get that home, and you're going to have all your ducks in a row. All cash buyers are going to get preference. And then if you haven't been pre-approved, pre-qualified, and stuff like that. So that's what people need to be doing right now. Get your finances in order. Look at your credit. Find out what credit issues you need to resolve. Get those resolved, and then go to a lender and start that pre-approval process. Yeah, New Jersey is the highest. New Jersey is like 2.3 something, 2.2 or 2.3 something property tax. Extremely high.
Okay, now we gonna have to figure out Super Triz. This is in College Station. I don't know how long you've been onto the of the
I know
actual
College
stream,
Station,
but
that's in
we
Texas.
looking.
Bryan, Texas area.
Yeah, we looking at College Station G. So we trying to be able to figure out these properties. Can we be able to get it off where it's an equity steal? Where say if I had 200,000 for the 512 Kyle Avenue right here, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, can I make an equity steal where I'm pretty much doing it for 180, 200,000 liquid cash instead of doing the financing and try to eat off of the equity with a refinance or hard money loan.
So you're trying to be a cash buyer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
so
the stores that I got running, the stores is doing well, and I need to be able to figure out how can I turn the e-commerce money into hard physical assets that can be used as collateral.
well, here's the thing, right? You have to look at days in the market. That's going to give you more wiggle room as far as like if you're looking on the MLS, any type of MLS service, Realtor, HAR.com, Zillow, Redfin, whatever the case may be. You're looking on these type of sites. A lot of times, all the times, you're not going to find the very best deals on these sites. The very best deals are deals that are like kind of you got to actually have a network, be a part of
Close-ended.
You got to be like part of like a group, some type of group where like a collaboration of investors that kind of keep in contact with each other. Like I'm part of this real estate group here in Washington, and so a lot of deals come across my lap before they reach MLS, right? And those are the times to actually snag those really good deals when they do occur, which is very rare. Now, once they reach the actual MLS, where your wiggle room is going to come from is properties that have languished on the market. You look at days on the market.
Because
You know, when you start approaching
with this property right here, this is why my bad for cutting you off, but this is why I wanted for 180. Because look at the grass. Like I want to be able to get it low so I can do some overhaul in this motherfucker.
Well, how many days has it been on the market?
Okay, we're gonna scroll down.
Yeah, that's what you want to look at. See how many days it's been on the market.
Oh, knock this shit. Okay. Oh man, somebody snoring on the panel? Let me. Is somebody snoring on the panel, or
I think it just background. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe background noise or something like that.
Let me do roll call real quick.
It's like background noise.
I. Everybody in the panel say aye.
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 Tony.
Just go ahead and mute him.
Yeah, my man. Yeah, my man Tony. Yeah. Long day. Long day.
All day for me too.
But yeah, man, let's get back to this real quick. That's why I want to be able to figure out what's the days up on the market. The property history, 11, 16, 20 for sale, 239. Been on for sale, and it was listing at 269. February 19th, 2020. 2 price changes, a contract, then back on the market. So it literally had a contract on election day, November 3rd, then back on the market for 239. They literally went down $20,000 each time of a price change, 10 to 20,000 range. And so it's been on the market for a while, Super Triz. So I need to get this shit for 180.
So it looks like it's been on for like, is that like a year?
Yeah, man. Since February 19th, 2020.
So now that's where your wiggle room comes in.
See, that's where I become. Yeah.
You want to look and see what the actual price per square footage is compared to other homes in that vicinity. Like, so you want to look at within like a 1 mile radius, because remember, these real estate markets are very specific. So look at a 1 mile radius at other homes that have sold recently and other homes that are for sale, and look at what the price per square footage is and find out like what they're selling for. And then you want to kind of look at the pictures and see what the overall conditions of the homes are selling compared to what this home is right now.
Go down to the bottom and go to recently sold. And if you want to be more precise, you just go to the map, and the map will start pulling up like the area, and it should If you kind of pinch on the screen, you can start seeing homes in that area, like the ones that are recently sold, the ones that should be on the market, all that.
Yeah, because I need to get it at 180. Cause I'm not. I won't be satisfied for 239. The grass needs to be overhauled. The new paint job needs to be done.
That's they looking at it
A
as
tree.
it's small maintenance. Now, like I said, the thing of it is, you want to try to get the depending on what that area is going for.
Where your deal's gonna come from is a house.
Get the map.
Like if you look at the interior of the house, they have outdated kitchens and outdated bathrooms. And if you're able to skimp on the renovations, meaning that, say for instance, the kitchen and bathrooms are outdated, but all it really needs is, say for instance, the kitchen cabinets need to be, resurfaced or repainted, and just add in new countertops. That right there is a simple renovation, and you really, really maximize your returns off of that simple investment. So when you find something like that, that's where your profit comes in.
Yeah, you don't want to look at that. You want to look at the map. See, that's just the street. You want to look at the map on the other one to show, because these are just showing the houses next to them and stuff from 3D.
Yeah, because I just want to see how the neighborhood look. It's only why I usually do a street view, then I look at the map so I can get like a visual, and so people that's watching can be able to get a good imagination on what's going on in this block. Okay. Now we can be able to see what's on the overhead map.
Can you
view.
drop that comment down so we can see the whole picture? The on-screen comment.
Oh, my bad. Let me do this real quick. Now, this area pretty much has very simple looking houses. So
you hit your link right there too.
I'm
For sure.
try to get that. Repeat that again. There's a delay.
No, you hit your link share
on the screen.
I still have the comment in the screen.
No, you have a different comment, but there's still a comment on the screen. The comments, you can't see like the whole whatever you're showing when there's a comment on the screen.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, rookie move.
There you
My
go.
bad. Rookie move. What street is that on? What street is that on? I need to start paying attention to the damn comment section. I need to look at this. What's going on in the comment section as well? Because she's saying what street? It's Kyle Avenue, 512 Kyle Avenue, 77840 zip code. But let me get back to these visuals. But you're from the Texas area, Super Triz. Off of you.
Well, I'm not from there, but I did live there for about 7 years. I lived in Houston.
You're technically from there, man. If you've been there more than 5 years, you're technically from there, even if it is a time period of your life. But Kyle Avenue is the sitting area, so we're gonna figure out what's going on in College Station. I need to figure out what's the franchise situation. Do they gotta? Because it's College Station is where the Aggies play, so they have to have some type of bar for sale.
Check out the blue dots and go and see one of those blue dots at the house and see if it shows you any type of price of houses or something.
Oh, you're talking about this little circular dot right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I clicked on it. on this damn shit.
Try a different one.
I just clicked on it. The house next door to it, it is 315. The one that you try to click on, and the one next door to that one is 304.
Look at the one on the other side of the house, the smaller one.
Yeah, it's 304. So the one to your left is 304,
Okay, that.
and the one to your right is 315. 3-bedroom, 3-bath. The one to your that's crazy. 304 is 3 bedrooms, 1.5.
Okay, look across the street too.
All right, we're going across the street. The
Check-
one
check about-
exactly across from the house is 288. Let me pull it back up because it. All right, there you go. It's 288, and this one's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Like,
Okay, so these prices are the estimated sales price or like the price of the last sale?
look like it got to be the price of the last sale because it says off market. It shows the price. Let me pull one of them up.
Because it could be the estimated sales price, because the price of the last sale can be misleading. Because if the house was sold 5 years ago, then you can get like a really, really low price.
All
you
right.
really want like an estimated sales price to kind of gauge what it would be if it was on sale today. Or if you had a house that's been recently sold within the past month or two.
Yeah, that's what it's giving. The price that I'm telling you is the estimated sales price, and it's giving the median between like the high and the low. And actually, it's showing that the rental is $2,110. That's the medium. If you want to go on the high end, it's $23.21. The low end is $18.99.
So really,
And
you want to get the house at to make that 1% rule for based on the median rental income. You want to get that house for around 210,000 or less.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can get it for 210 or less, and then you rent it for 2,100, you're right. You're right in that bullseye. But see, the thing about it is, again, Texas, the cash flow is a little bit different because Texas has such high property taxes. You see what I'm saying? So you really have to look at what that monthly note is going to be on it. So you go to a payment calculator for that area, and then plug in $2,100 sales price based on whatever you're going to put down.
Yep.
Because really, what you want to do is,
wait a minute. I can do that with a regular calculator. Hold on. So repeat that again.
So basically, go to the payment calculator, because they have payment calculators on these websites, so you can estimate what your monthly note would be.
Oh,
Go down to it says mortgage and affordability. It should be down towards the maps, neighborhood map.
okay. Built in 2009. Tax estimate $7,800 a year.
No, scroll down. There should be like an actual payment calculator.
Yeah, keep going.
Estimated rental
keep going.
On the low, $1,900, $2,100 a month on rent that they're projecting.
Neighborhood.
Need to get that. Matter of fact, let me do the simple math by myself.
Well, scroll up, no, because you got to plug in the property tax.
Yeah,
property tax is different in Texas. So scroll up.
Once you get past schools.
Which, this website is what website is this? This is not Zillow or anything. This is something else, right?
No, HomeSnap. HomeSnap. Go back
to Zillow and shit. The mechanics on this website.
Go back to the property.
But it's more useful.
Go to the property again. Go click on the property.
Well, I pretty much went past where we was at. We was at
Yeah, go right
Gilchrist
there.
and really went back to
Go
Kyle
back to
Avenue.
the 240, the Kyle Avenue. Go back to Kyle Avenue.
Man, that's why you need y'all laptops so I can share y'all screen so we can literally be all on the same website on properties that you see versus the properties I see versus the properties
All
Super
right.
Trade see. 'Cause y'all need to get y'all screen sharing going because these properties that I saw, I'm looking at properties that I visually like. So I like the 245 joint. I like the 3814 Estes Park. And that looked nice.
Okay, I'm about to do some calculations for you. Okay, let's just
All
say
right.
the home price.
Oh man.
$210,000, right? How much money do you plan to put down as a down payment? 20%?
Yeah, 20.
Okay, so you put down 20%, right? That's
Okay.
$42,000. So you put down $42,000 down on a $210,000 house. Let's see, how much is the interest rate going to be? Let's say 2.8% interest, 2.86% interest, 30-year fixed, $42,000 down. Property tax at 1.88% is going to be $329 per month. Home insurance is going to be $269 a month. Principal and interest is going to be $696. So that leaves you at $1,294 per month. That's your mortgage.
Okay.
And then you collect your rent of what, $1,900 to $2,100 a month. So you got a lot of wiggle room. So then at that point, you have to decide, okay, at $42,000 down, am I going to have to put any money into the property to get it up to speed to be put on the rental market?
Okay.
So at that price, what has to be fixed in the house? Is there like some actual deferred maintenance? Are there going to be some renovations that need to be done? And then look at what's going to be the actual carrying costs every month outside of your mortgage. What do you have to do as far as like utilities, like obviously the tenant's going to pay electricity, but what about like water and sewage? And then also what about like what do you anticipate as far as monthly maintenance costs? Like you got to set aside some money every month for simple things like there's a leak or some issue with the toilet. Things pop up when you have renters. But think about a single family home is that your issues are generally less than what you will find in an apartment or some type of fourplex or something like that, because it's a different type of tenant that's usually generally a little bit more hands-on. So, but all in all, $1,294 is not bad. $1,294 a
Yeah,
month is
because
not
this
bad if
previous
you can get.
property, I
Say that again.
yeah, no, this previous property was pretty much the one that captured my first eye. This one right here, Dressend Lane. This one right here literally caught my eye off of just the appeal off of how it looked. Now, getting the grass updated is definitely a priority. It doesn't have an annoying ass tree on the middle of where the window is at.
Well, here's
Uh,
the thing about.
I don't know. Looks aesthetically pleasing to me. If I come through with 200 liquid, I think they can be able to close.
Well, the thing about Texas, a lot of homes in Texas don't have sprinkler systems.
Damn.
So that's the
Yeah,
main
that's an
issue. Like
automatic thing
California,
here in Cali.
yeah, California, you buy a house, the builders at
That's an
construction, they
automatic
put
thing.
in sprinkler systems. And in Texas, a lot of the homes don't have sprinkler systems unless you're talking about some of the more high-end neighborhoods. Then they'll have sprinkler systems like pretty much standard. So that's the issue, is keeping the grass green, because there's rain there, but the rain comes in like spurts. It doesn't rain every day. When it rains, it pours. But you need like kind of a consistent rain to keep the grass green. Like my dad, he has a house in Texas right now. His sprinklers is set 2 times a day. That's how he keeps the grass green. So when you buy a house and you're trying to have that green grass, number one, you're gonna need a sprinkler system. And then number 2, you're gonna spend some money every month on water bills to keep that grass green. So there's also you didn't hear this from me, but there's services that will spray your grass with coloring to make it green. For the sale.
That reminds me of what
I
LeBron
know
James
who
got
that
on
is,
his
too.
head. He got that black spray paint on his head. So we're gonna spray paint
I
that
know.
grass as well. That's
I
funny.
know what company that does that.
Now
I know
hold
who
on. Now check this out. Check this out. I want you guys to look up. Can you look up by address?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to look up 702.
Hold on.
Check this out. We're gonna show y'all something. We're gonna show you a little something here.
Well, I wanted to register, but I'm probably gonna do that after the live stream. So 702.
702 Navarro, Navarro.
702.
Navarro Drive.
Yep.
5.
I got it. Duplex. Well,
No, it ain't no
quad.
duplex.
It's a quad.
There it is.
Wait a minute.
Now you got a quadplex.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't misspell Navarro.
Navarro.
Okay. Now we got a location. West Navarro Street or
Drive. 702 Navarro Drive.
okay. Built in 81. So this is built.
Now, what you're looking at, it says off market, correct?
Yeah, off market.
It's on market for $339 right now. $339,900. It's on market right now, $339,900. It's a 4-plex, 3,880 square feet. So you're probably looking at least 2-bedroom, 1 bath per unit. Let me make sure. Yeah, two bedroom, 1 bath. I could tell just by looking at the square footage that there are 2-bedroom, 1 baths. Okay, so you got perfect 4-plex specifications. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and at 3,880 square feet. I'm not sure if they have washer and dryers in each unit, but there's room for washer and dryers in each unit with that type of square footage, right? So there's potential for value add. At $339,900, you're looking at $2,242 a month. So based on the two 1 baths, you look at how much money each month you can get for rent for a 2-1, multiplied by 4, and that's your potential cash flow minus $2,242 a month. You see what I'm saying? So, you got that economies of scale. You got 4 units in 1 location. I'm telling you, these 4-plexes, this kind of where it's at. And then you can always house hack. Like if you live in this area, you can buy 1 unit. I mean, buy the entire building, live in 1 unit, rent out the other 4. If you want to save even more money, you can do the property management yourself, even though I wouldn't recommend it right off the bat. You know, if you've never done property management before, I would recommend, you know, getting a service. They usually charge about between 8 and 9%. And then they'll do all this stuff for you. Then you can kind of get your feet wet.
Okay, now this is going to recommend you to book a consultation in BA. I do know a person that actually can help you when it comes to this strategies based off of real estate tax avoidance, but it's really abilities to capture and utilize all of your expenses to write off one gigantic big write-off, or a write-off where you can be able to write off a piece, pretty much how they put it, you're offsetting your losses, and it's like you can write off for multiple years and multiple tax you filing your taxes. So say if you have a 2019, you have a loss or expense of $200,000, you can be able to write that $50,000 off 1 year, 50,000 for next year for 2020, second year 2021, 2022, 2023. But yo, hit my email, man. Y'all know my email. Hit my email. So when it comes to that, I would pretty much say construction builds. There's a lot of people that write off property management and still have it where they own the property management company, so they can pretty much write off everything that's going on without no issue, and pretty much keep everything going. So with everything being said, if you're gonna do tax avoidance, just make sure that you have all your receipts on point.
We can't say tax avoidance on YouTube. You have to say tax mitigation.
Tax mitigation.
Okay. Your channel gonna get flagged if you say tax avoidance one more. Say that TA word one more time. So tax mitigation, because that's what we promote here. We promote because we are law-abiding tax-paying citizens.
We are
here.
law-abiding tax citizens. We do pay our tax. We do file, and we do make sure that everything is on the up and up. So we do abide by the law. So. You know.
Anyways, real deal. I gotta head up out there. I gotta start getting ready for work. I gotta work overnight tonight. But I appreciate you allowing me to jump on the panel, man. We gotta do these more often, man. We really gotta do these more often.
Yeah, we do.
Because we really gotta take a deep dive into some of this legislation. Really do like a stream and kind of lay out like some of these different laws, because it's really, we look at California and we say, oh, well, I don't live in California, but some of this stuff may make its way into other states as other states look to capture revenue that they've missed out on the past couple of years because of this pandemic. So very important that we keep abreast of what's going on, because real estate, you know, politics is an important part of real estate. So at any rate, I appreciate you letting me stop by. I'll definitely check out the rest of the stream on the rebroadcast, and I'll catch you guys later.
All right, man. Salute to you.
Peace.
Peace. Okay, so you there, Jay? Are you on a different device, or are you still on your phone? Shit. Well, damn. Shit. Oh, okay. I unmuted your mic right now. But yeah, we can't use that. We can't use that TA word. So NBA fan, tax mitigation, understanding how can we be able to keep all of our receipts in hand, because they're going to be able to have everything accounting and bookkeeping wise all on a standard of what you be able to bring to the table when it comes to all documents being reported in a necessary and timely fashion. You don't want to have any hiccups when it comes to that. So if you're going to be able to do that, everything has to be coordinated well and organized. So, Rashid, are you there? Well, if anybody wants to hop on, click the link. I'm pretty
Can you hear
much
me now?
gonna-
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why it
yeah, I can hear you clear. Are you on the phone or?
I actually just went to my laptop now.
Okay. Okay, man. So share your
You-
screen, dog. We
Did
gonna
you
look
get
at
it?
what's
Share
going on in
screen?
Georgia, man. So we going where? Yeah, I'll be able to share your screen, dog. So we're gonna do that right now. So just
I'm
click
on
on
the
share
phone, y'all.
screen. I can be able to. Oh,
All right,
okay.
can you see it now? What are
Okay.
you looking at now? Let me go hook up my-
Let me remove this real quick. My man done fell asleep on the panel. My man working hard or hardly working. My man done fell asleep. I have to kick him out off the stream. Okay. Okay, man. So whatever you got, I can be able to share and do that.
Let me shut up. Yeah.
Damn,
This
we
one.
yeah. So we're gonna look at what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Can you see my screen now? Okay.
Oh man, I messed up. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay, so this was the property we was looking at early. And because I actually stepped out when I was talking about this property right here. So pretty much what he was talking about. Okay, let's go down. I was dealing with. I actually signed in, so I don't know why I'm not getting no information about it. Here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier about hitting the properties and getting the prices. So let me try to get back off of this. This was the one I was trying to look at right here that was next door to it. This one was only 2 units. So this being 2 units, this had to be upstairs, downstairs type deal. That was the one next door he was talking about that he gave us the address to. And if you see it right here, 8 bedrooms, 4 baths. So you're looking at 2, 1 for all the units. And I was looking at what's the okay. This ain't gonna have that because I guess because it's a quadplex. But if we go to like a property, zoom out. I think this is the townhouse. I'll pull this one up.
133. Wow. We got that at
It
1.
looks like a townhouse.
It
Yep.
looks like a townhouse.
Yep, townhouse. But you want an actual house, right? Instead of a townhouse?
Well, not for something to stay in. It's just
Yeah,
something.
no, I'm saying just for rentals and stuff.
Yeah, just a rental situation. So
Yeah. So if you're looking, okay, we
we
got
trying to
this
get
one.
2G's justifiable rent. So yeah, we trying to be able to figure out if the house can get that more than a townhouse would.
Yeah, because that's what I was looking. Okay, this is what I was talking about with the mortgage, and when we was talking about doing the calculations, whatever how much money you put down, interest rate, fixed 30-year, and gives you a detail, the monthly HMOs and all that stuff.
Mm.
HMO, go
Because
ahead.
HOA fees is a complete. It's a hassle due to the fact that that's something that has to be added on every single month in order to be able to be existing. A lot of HOAs don't even want people to be renting anything out, so that's why houses over at because really the condo HOAs pretty much have it where they can't rent it out.
Right, so
Condominiums
let's
that I
go.
noticed. So houses is pretty much more flexible than condominiums when it comes to renting out and trying to, charge rent and getting X amount of rents collected on a month-to-month basis. So, you know,
We're going strictly houses and then we look at this house.
mm,
Hey, the current ones that are on the market, 100 three-bedroom, 245. Okay, this is the 240 we was looking at earlier.
mm,
Right. All right, school ratings, and like I said, that'll be a big factor when dealing with this. Schools are average, and let's kind of look at the map that we was looking at earlier. And let's go ahead and scroll out. Okay, so you got little restaurants down in this area. And you have I think it was like a university of some school right there. Okay, so that's the elementary school. It's like
Yo,
a park.
Rashid, put your screen on full screen so I can be able to see. Because there's like a cutoff. There's like a
Yep.
cutoff where I can see the top half, but I can't see the bottom half of where the neighborhood map is. So if you can be able, if you could try to, yes, like that. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, we can basically clear that. Yeah, we got it. So those areas is in that is funny as hell. You can't make this shit up. Plantation Oaks. Can't make this shit up, boy. Plantation Oaks, but
Yeah, and it looks, let's see, that's 6. Is that an interstate right there? Highway. Nope. But let's zoom back in down to the houses. And like I said, go next door. See, the crazy part is these are one bath houses. Like, let's go down across the street over here. This is two. I mean, look at that.
oh yeah, that's a favorable situation right there. That's definitely a
Three
favorable.
bedroom, two bath. I mean, look at the house itself. I mean, it has a little land, but even with the water, it's crazy how the water thing sits in the yard right there, the meter in the middle of the yard. And let's try to go back and clear some of these out. Go back to the property we were just looking at. That's the thing about this site. I haven't really gotten able to. Let me see if I can go back to here. All right, there we go. Now let's go back. And we were talking about what? 8 o'clock.
Okay, so these are like student rentals. So pretty much, Miranda, she's giving me the 401 when it comes to this area. She's pretty much saying that, you know, you are renting to college students mostly, so you should look at these houses as student rentals. So
Okay.
these are pretty much student rentals. These are not designed for the older class of 50 and up type neighborhood. This is 18 to 25 age group area. Well, 18 to 30 age group area. So
I wonder where this at. How
and they
far
pay all
down?
the utilities. And she mentioned, you know, they pay all the utilities.
Yeah. You just give them a one set, one pay all price.
Okay, Bryan, Texas. So this is Leaf Drive. Miranda, you're gonna have to give me some feedback when it comes to Bryan, Texas. I am not familiar on that. What is that neighboring by?
All right,
Is
let me
it-
go
is-
to the map and pull it up.
where is it neighboring by? Which? I gotta get my charger real quick. Gotta get my
You
charger.
good? Wood. Okay. It's not that far from College Station. I guess just a little next neighborhood over. So we're looking back at the property. All right, let's look at the house next door to it. 210. Wonder how to take these things off here. Oh, this is these one. Okay, 195, 3-bedroom. Yeah, see if they got some pictures on this. Nope. See this footage on it. Okay, 3-bed, 3 bath. 25.
Okay, it said she pretty much mentioned that Bryan, Texas floods a lot. Bryan's
Okay,
cheaper though, but it's more residential. But it floods a lot.
and it's right next door to College Station too.
Yeah, so she said that the courts is quick to evict if issues within 40 days. It's a favorable situation right there. Because really, you know, it has to be a pro owner type state because, you know, you got certain states is pro tenant where the tenant can pretty much do their thing and just act like they can just run amok on the situation and not providing strict, and meticulous care on the properties because, you know, we're renting it out, but we can't have them destroying the equity value.
Yeah, I see it now. Bryan, Texas is like the next, almost like the next neighborhood. See where College at? All the houses we're looking at, and Bryan is just not that far from there. Oh, this is all in this area, too. I don't know how to get rid of these houses. End up just clearing them out and starting all over. You want to try to look at another area?
Yeah, we're gonna look at Atlanta, Georgia, right when you're, right when you finish, man. We just can look at overall businesses in Atlanta, Georgia for sale. So that can be literally from strip clubs, bars, hubs. We're gonna get back to figuring out what's going on in that area. So, Google search it, Atlanta businesses, please. We could be
All
able
right.
to figure out what's going on in that area. Be able to see what's going on in that location so we can be able to analyze that market.
Franchises, properties.
Um, it could
That's quick search.
it can be franchises. It can be just general businesses because we're just gonna look at the general business. Then, whatever location it's in that area, we're gonna research pretty much the neighborhood. So we're gonna look at the business to look at what's around the business in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at the business, figure out what's going on in that neighborhood specifically, any developments, any type of company saying that they're gonna set up shop, tech centers, shit like that.
Looking up restaurants, cleaning.
Repeat that again. My bad. Somebody.
I was saying restaurants, cleaning. Guess hit
Yeah.
restaurants.
Oh yeah. Cleaning businesses work as well due to the fact that there's still gonna be people that need cleaners to come through.
Yes, these right here are just the restaurants in general. All requiring about 100. Some that are back up there was like 20. These more or less like the franchises I'm seeing. Know about Great Greek.
Okay, Rashid, give me 20 seconds. I literally got to call somebody real quick. So I'm going to put myself on mute. And any businesses and franchises that you see, man, click on it. Give your commentary because there are people still watching. So, there
All
are
right, cool.
new people.
I'll get into it. Let me look up some other businesses and stuff too. Look at different sites and we can go from there. Commercial spaces. Business LLCs. All right. Business that are for sale. Lawn care business. I mean, pretty good. During the summer, you're gonna get a lot of that. Wintertime leaves. Gym, it's not that bad for a gym, depending on how much money it makes. All right. Guess we would have to actually be signed in to get some information on the grosses and all that. You're looking at the rental right there, 7310 for the rental of the building per month. So you at least asking for that. I mean, at least for a profit, you would have to turn over that or more. I mean, the average. Let's do, and this is what a small gym. So you would have to be pushing a lot of people coming in, and you have Planet Fitness coming, and all these other places that are giving them so many good deals for $10 a month. That might not be a good option. Airbnb, rentals, camper business. Mako to God to Hill. Mako transmission. That's not a bad thing. Hey, routes for FedEx. I let's see. Okay, cleaning franchise business. Let's see. Give us some details on that. Yeah. Might be the wrong site. We'll have to switch over to another site as far as okay, vending machines. It's not a bad thing. This is just something small right here as far as vending machines. Okay. Yeah, this is some functions. Might have to just go onto another site.
Yeah, because business quits when it comes to looking up other businesses is very limited. It's very
Yeah.
so.
And they're not really giving much detail. I mean, a lot of these business, I mean, like far as like I'm saying, like a Buckhead, this frame company, they might be pretty good because it's in Buckhead and that's the asking price. But like I said, you would literally have to have, I mean, anytime, even like with these gym memberships, like even when I pulled up that one earlier, let me see if this one. How much the rent on that? These, how much? Yeah, I mean, gyms are good, but not right now because of COVID.
Yeah, so that is definitely a hurdle when it comes to that. But
Dr. Glass. I mean, I'm not seeing any site we need to go to. Just deal with all the properties. Yeah, you had a good listing the other day. What site did you go on when you found all those business?
I don't. Man, I forgot. I was supposed to write that down and keep note, but it had to be. I think it was this. I think it was this website. It either was this or businessesforsale.com on some generic ass shit, but it was either that or this website. So just be able to figure out where, because really, the way how all this is pretty much setting up where you have restaurants and like you mentioned gyms closing down. What businesses are open specifically in that area? Because I don't know, it seemed like compared to what's going on in Atlanta, Georgia, compared to here, thought y'all was 100% open. I would have thought
Yeah,
y'all already
the
shut down.
gyms are still open though. Yeah, but I'm just saying what COVID doing with that. Not gonna people wouldn't want to invest into something like that. Dentist office startup, COVID, kids, snap. See, like I'm saying with this right here with this gym, 25 voting. See, this is what I was talking about the earlier. I mean, look at this company right here for the non-emergency. This is what I told you I used to do. And I had a contract with Medicare and Medicaid. I subcontract through a company called Southeast Trends.
Okay.
And see, they're offering the turnkey business right here for this, showing the cash flow. You would have to really look into the business, seeing the type of money that they grossing for the year is good. So you would actually have to see how many vans they have, employees, you know.
Okay, for sure. We're
So
gonna
they
have
said they have
another
12
panelist.
employees.
We're gonna have another panelist coming on. I'm gonna
Okay.
give her the link right now. So we're gonna have another panelist, and she's from the Atlanta, Georgia area. And I think I'm gonna
Okay.
have the credit repair woman that I know come either tomorrow or day after. So Okay. Uh, all right, Marina. you got a ranch, Marina, so you good peoples. So I don't know which website it was that I had all those businesses where it had the net profit, the taxes, where it had the whole layout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I should have pulled out of this.
I'm
All
trying to
I'm
figure
seeing
that
is
out right now. So
gyms,
I'm
urban
trying to
air, franchise.
research that to be able to figure out what's going on. So let me.
Okay, restaurants. He's more on the outskirts right here. Fitness trainer. That escape room, I know they've been making pretty decent. I always hear people about going to those escape rooms. I never went to one, but like a dentist practice. And even stuff like this with this art, where you're doing like the artwork, if you just
Yeah.
actually get I mean, it's been popping up real big, and a lot of people been doing that. That wine and paint, they have just strictly, and they're good for like weddings, uh, birthday parties for a lot of older people. They don't want to do nothing too crazy,
Okay.
especially in the summer. I mean, you buy that paint, get the people drawing the canvas. I mean, just renting the building is the most expensive thing in buying the supplies. I mean, easy. I mean, most of those people, they're charging what 15 to 20 or something like that on the low end. I mean, but you can charge. I mean, it's more or less the experience that you're doing, and drinking and just having conversation, and it's not even about the drawing. It's just about the experience of being there. That's an easy little business to get started.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because I'm seeing all these fitness. Okay, personal care. No.
Yeah, man. Because it's really to figuring out what is open, what is cash flowing, what can you be able to get involved, and how to find out how to get something that can be leveraged too.
Yeah,
Uh,
fitness. And see, like all these companies. I mean, even with doing so much money on trying to get the business, and they're not really giving more behind the actual business itself, like it was the other day, like you were showing.
Yeah, because I really need to be able to figure out what's the expenses, what
Mm-hmm.
general cash flow, so we can be able to figure out what's the true net profit instead of just a pro forma sheet where they give you a sheet where they say, okay, this is the projection, and that's really in figuratively what's the real number. Like pro formas work out well for real estate developers.
Want to look at some houses out here?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we let's look in them, look in those areas, dog, because we got new people coming in, and we're gonna have a special guest coming in. Courtney, she does business in that area, so there and Miami, Florida. So get those areas, and we're gonna either wrap it up with international properties, so properties in the DR, probably that area. So it's either gonna be that international or Costa Rica or something. Because I saw properties that were like $1 million in DR. That would be like 5 million here in the States that can be rented out.
I
That
like
can
about
easily
this.
be rented out.
Okay, we're gonna do. This is the area that I told you right here. That's pretty much is gonna be booming. So I'm gonna go ahead and circle around this area. So we can get the houses. And let me go ahead and zoom in on them. Okay. All right. See how it's getting more. Yep, it's already getting more expensive. This is just land. Yep, that one is just land. Okay, that's 180. That one's land. Those are 60 land. What is this 4.9? Gotta be a church or something. All right, MLK. Let's take a look at this. This right here, probably not gonna sell that good because like 150 is kind of top end, and depending on the area where the house is, it's a 1 bedroom. That's a no go. I mean, you can get it rented out, but you're not looking at a good profit off of it. Yeah, all these, yeah, they don't pretty much cap this area off. And that, oh, she was looking at indicator. Let's go to the Decatur area. Let me see. Others on here. Minimum 2 type house. And going down to at least about 180.
Man, these are some high ass equity houses. So you was right. There is a lot of people that getting houses from their parents and pretty much just selling them off.
Told you, man. And see, they don't even know what they have. Okay, let's take for instance this house up here in Atlanta going for 699,000. I mean, look at the house. Great house. It's a line of pictures.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, look at this.
yeah, that shit. That looks
Cali is easier. It's like a 2 point something mil. I mean, look at the land alone. Look at like the windows. That bottom corner, those like vaulted ceilings. They don't even look like this from the outside. I mean, from the other side, from the front end.
Yeah, so that would pretty much take up most of my budget of what I have because I have a budget of 180, 180,
Yeah.
200 down. So that would be a down payment of the 699 joint that you was that property 699?
Yep. 699.
Yeah, so that would be like a down payment if I can get a 20% down pay. That'd be 140, $140,000 down payment. And plus, I want to do some building up, so I want to do some remodeling so I can be able to get the equity up. Because really, it's really trying to be able to fix things up, fix things around in order to get equities to go up. So when I do get that loan, I can get the maximum loan for the asset. So 699 asset, I need to be able to do tasks and activities in order to make it from 699 to 750, 825. But these are ranging like 175, 98,000. Now, you said to me earlier, Cleveland, was it Cleveland Avenue or Cleveland Street?
Cleveland Avenue.
Cleveland Avenue.
Okay, airport right here. Looking at pull up the screen. So let me see. This is what the airport said. And if you see, it says Dogwood Drive. Houses between this area, Cleveland Avenue. You see that? Okay, let's
Yeah.
look at this house for 180. And that's pretty much kind of going on the high end right there with that house. 180. Man, jump into it. And it's all been, you could tell it's been renovated. I actually want to see the pictures from the mainstream. It's been renovated like a mug. Let's go show you the street. That's the house right there.
I don't know why I keep fucking doing this. I didn't keep
Oh, snap.
on slipping.
Dang, this right here by my. Oh, that's not by Will's house. It's down the street from Will's house, though. Yeah, I know somebody stay, like I told you, right over in this area. And ever since he got his house over there,
Don't,
he been
don't
getting
drop.
like calls. He been getting calls left and right to buy his house, man, like crazy. And see, like I say, like right now, this house going for 180. Let's look at the history on it. Look at that. Sold in 2019, 140. I mean, that too, I don't know how that looks. I mean, if you look at the properties like 2017, look how much it sold for. And it was actually the taxes down at the very bottom, 119 in '07. And look how much it sold for when it actually went back on the market in 2016, 2017. And it was actually sold at the end of 17. You see, that's what Super Trails was talking about with the length that had been on the market. Look how it dropped $8,000 before it got sold.
Mm.
And they probably could have got more than that off of it. The house been on the market a little bit under a year.
Yeah.
Almost 3/4 of the year, but it was so low they couldn't actually get it low enough. I mean, even when they put it back on the market to try to sell it in 2018, look how much they priced it for. 225. The area is not worth it. See, whoever they lost money, dumped all that money into the house. Because I mean, let's go back to the hardwood floors. I mean, cabinets had to be renovated. Bathroom, look at the bathroom. Bathroom had to be renovated. I mean, they dumped a whole bunch of money in this house and lost a lot. I mean, literally, this house in this area is not even worth that. I would pay at least 150 for it. 180 is generous. 150 is probably up there pretty decent. And see, look at all the amenities that you start looking up there that they talk about the house. House by the Porsche dealership, easy access to the movie studios and stuff right there.
Yes. Yeah,
I
that's
told
the area that people have been asking questions about when it comes to those specific locations, what's going on, because in those markets where everything is happening.
Yeah, like I told you, that's a great selling point in that area. Let's try to see if we can get that one up under there. 150. And see, this one's basic. Now, you looking at that other house compared to this one, this will show you. And what did I say it was going to be? At least 150? Because, I mean, if you look at this house, they really didn't put too much in there. All they did was clean the cabinets up. The bathroom was pretty much the same. It looks like the original tile. All they did was scrubbed it up. Looking at the cabinets, like I said, I mean, they're just over the bathroom where you see where the toilet's at. That's one of those tub systems to where you just actually take the old tub out and they have panels that you plaster on the wall without doing any hard maintenance on them. Just buy the panels, stick them to the wall. You don't have to kind of what is it? All you're doing is cocking the edges. You don't have to put no kind of liquid guards on them. The tub and everything is all sealed. And once you put the caulking around the wall panels, everything's good. Because they probably just had like a tub down there with no panels against the wall or something like that, probably. And they just hooked it up like that. It was a done deal. You know, even with the floors, you can tell carpet. They didn't try to put no hardwood in there to do nothing with it. I mean, 150. This is a decent price for this one. And let's go down to the property. See, even looking at the market on how it was sold, they don't have nothing before that, but look how much they're trying to get for 164, and look how much they dropped on it. That's what almost 15. If you really look at it from the time they've been trying to sell it last year, 15,000. And then let's go to mortgage calculator. Basic right now, 742 a month. And I don't even think that's including all the insurance. No HOAs, I'm quite sure for that area. And see this with 30,000 into the property. Going back up, similar properties in the area sold.
Okay, so it's ranging around 140,
Same thing, like I told you.
160.
You probably could get, like I said, 145 for that property. You can get probably 145 because I mean, it's already been sitting on the what? Let's see. Back up. You're looking at 4 months. In 4 months, it dropped 16.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I mean, they're trying to get back that money. That's why they're dropping it so low. The longer that house sits on the market, they're losing money on it. I'm quite sure they thought it would be a quick flip. I guarantee they bought it for a little bit close to 100 or less.
They
And
probably
you
got
know
it
what?
for 80 or 90. They
Yeah,
didn't get it for 45 at a
yeah.
prime level, 45, 50.
That's what I said. They probably got it for 100 through about, a good 20, I say 15 at it. Because the bathroom cabinet, that looks new. Like I said, with the shower and all that, you just clean that up. Jumped off. Let's check this outside. 130, one bathroom, those are hard to kind of push. Let's go down to, on the other side, 2 bed, 1 bath. 2 bed, 1 bath. See, this a rental. 130. Okay. Yeah, that's a rental. I mean, that's a rehab right there for 110.
Courtney, you could turn your camera off, Courtney. You know, everybody got their camera off. You don't need to have your camera off. Courtney, yeah, there we go. Now I'll let you in. You can. Courtney, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Hello.
Courtney, Rashid, Courtney.
Yes, I'm familiar with Mr. Sheed. We here. Hello, Sheed.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay. Now we're just in this area of which street we on, Rashid?
You say what now?
Which street are we on?
One is Brent Ave. Let me check it. I need to do my split screen, man. This is killing me trying to switch from back and forth.
Okay, so we're on 2805 Grand Avenue, 145.
All right, but see, like I said, it's the killer with the one. And see, once again, this ain't even been almost going into 2 months, barely. And look how much the prices dropped. I mean, they put too much money into it. They're just really trying to get it. And once again, this property probably has under, like we said, 80,000 as far as that other one. Same thing with this one. They put too much money into it. Cop some money back in. It's not happening. You see right there where it says it dropped 20,000, almost 21,000
21,000.
within 36 days.
That's a huge drop. It's a huge price drop.
Like I said, they had to get that house for less than 100. Probably let's go back up to the pictures. If that's granite countertop, they pretty didn't do too much to the outside. But if you're looking at the inside, didn't do nothing to the floors. They did some with the kitchen, but the living room floors, all they did was rehab that one, just put some shine on it. Looked like new carpets in there, even with the closet door right there. Look at how they just made it more modern looking. Like I said, a lot of these properties in these areas, they try to put too much money because of the amenities around. Like I said, you got the Porsche dealership. A person that likes to travel, the airport is right there.
You want me to get the popcorn or the queso? The queso. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. But pretty much, okay, let's go to the map and see how it looks over here. All right, we can kind of look at the houses over in the area. Okay, you got this one's estimated. But see, like I said, this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath.
Yo, click
And
on it where it's satellite so we can be able to get a good visual.
okay.
Yes, that street view. Because I need a good visual on when it's how do the areas look specifically compared to other areas. So
Oh my goodness. This is funny if this the house. Okay, this the house right. I know this can't be the house right here.
that's the house.
I know this area. That house right there, I can guarantee you, that house right there, I know how much they bought that house for. Dude, my friend, I know a guy who stays across the street right over there on the corner. This house right here, if I'm not mistaken, they bought that house for like almost $70,000. The guy who was renting the property, he paid the rent because he came from New York. He paid the rent for 6 months. I mean, I think it was 12 months, 6 months, whatever in advance. The guy gave him like $8,000 to move out the house. And I think he sold the house for either 70, might have got more because they wanted to rush and get that out of the house. And it was an investor. I mean, look how much he's told you. He's tanking in the money. That's why he's trying to get it out. He's not making no money because ultimately these guys are either from out of town and they see the area, they see it being gentrified, so they're trying to make more bang for their buck because they get it at such a low price. Now, if he bought the house, let's say he bought it for $80,000, he didn't put that much no more, less than $10,000 into the house. I mean, like I said, the bathroom, he did that little cabinet, took the door off, paint, kitchen floor. That's the main thing. That's got to be a different house. Yeah, that's a different house. Yeah, that's a different house. But outside, they didn't put no money into the house. Yeah, that's a different house. It must be the house next door to the one we seen on the street view. Okay, yeah, it is. It's the house with that tarp over the top. That house right there with the tarp over the top. So that's the house I know, that White House right there. I knew somebody stayed in that house. But this house with the tarp over it, that's the house that they fixed up. And all those houses, dude, let me pull the screen. And that's what I like. Let me see if we're gonna do it. Yep, going down the street. And we're driving down the street. This house right, the yellow one, this one right here, the brick one, what is it? Habitat has bought these houses. These are just ran down houses. Habitat bought those houses, fixed these 2 houses up, and they're renting them out to people that have habitat houses. And the craziest thing about them habitat houses, like they dirt cheap. Like literally
They're cheap,
$500.
but you can't own the property. You can't own the land. You just own the house. So that means you can move it, but you can't own the land.
They won't let you own the land.
No, not in Habitat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You own the house, so you can move it. You know, you find some other property, you can move it. But you know, that's one thing I was trying to explain. I was actually sharing with my daughter yesterday. Nowhere in America, on American soil, can you 100% own the land. The only places you can do that is outside of the United States. The government will always own the land. The property, yeah, you can move, you can find other property, and you can move there. And if you pay for the move, that's on you to pay for that. But the land, the soil is always government American owned.
So what about the people that actually buy these just land, go out in the country and just buy land and that's it?
Yeah, they buy the land, and usually, but they buy the land, but who do they buy it from?
Yeah, from state and
How they
all that.
purchase it.
From the government.
Right, government.
Yeah,
Government is always going to own the land. You don't pay, you don't take care of the property. The property doesn't yield what you want it to yield. That was one of the biggest things that were a ground of contention with the original 40 acres and a mule. Remember, the way that they were able to backtrack out of that by saying it was 40 acres. Typically, of course, if you're freeing slaves and they're saying you can own your 40 acres and a mule, they made it so that they could not sell this property. The only thing that they could do was transfer it to people in their family, but they couldn't sell it. So guess what happened when that act was actually retracted? Once it was retracted, it made it able to be sold again. So they didn't even have to stick to that, saying that, hey, well, you know, we worked this land and we bought this land. If we bought the land, we can leave it to the next, or not even we bought it, but if we were given it, we can give it to our children. Once they retracted that act, it made it so that the land could once again be sold. And they sold it back to the original slave owners. And this is our history, folks. This is Biden-Harris history, y'all.
Yep. Because even what I'm showing you right now, this street right here, this Cleveland. And basically when we came out, jumped straight on the highway. But basically when we came out, it showed you that it had the, let me get back up there. But basically, when we came out, it showed you the actual main street where they had the crystals and stuff. And when I went across the bridge, that whole open area, that was where Amazon actually took that old, it was a grocery store there, and they're renting out that parking lot for the Amazon. Someone has a contract over in that area. So like I said, it's actually doing pretty good, the area, but it's not yet making the money. And that's the issue with a lot of people that's trying to get houses and stuff over in that area. It's killing me with this thing about taking these houses off, because I want to pull up some more houses in that area. Let me go through. All right. This house 110. Oh yeah, that was the what's called 75. It's loading. Okay. And this one only has one picture, not giving us good detail. Saying new roof, new windows, new water heater, HVAC system. But it's not actually not giving us a picture of it. Because I mean, what you see right there, it doesn't look like it's worth anything. Let's go ahead and get the street view of it. See, like they only have that one price. So this actually just came on the market. And it's like it's in a cul-de-sac. Nope, it's on the street. Look like this was the house right here. One where it has that car. It's just on the curve. All right, let's go back out. I said, school-wise, not a good deal to actually come over there with families. So it has to be a single couple.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Oh no, you're good.
College towns. College. Anything that's nearby the colleges.
All right, let's go back into it. Yeah.
Man, ain't that some shit, man? You can't even buy into a Waffle House franchise, man.
Now?
Yeah, remember the last live stream that we did where we tried to figure out what's the Waffle House, what's the Waffle House, what's the ticket on the Waffle House when it comes to franchise and everything? They pretty much they're a public business, they're a private owned business. You know, they pretty much have it where everything is in house. You got to do this, that, and the third. Then they got to choose you. Their board of directors got to choose you and everything. Look at some head, man. Why all this red tape and everything just for a simple but profitable Waffle House?
Yeah.
Waffle Houses stay open nonstop.
Well, you know, you can always buy into the colored only cafe. The best thing you can ever do is create your own. Buying into franchises is always going to be made to benefit the franchise owner. You know, even if you can come in at, like, I know at a certain time, Subways. I knew a couple of
that too, Courtney.
classmates.
We're gonna do some research on that, Courtney. So, Courtney, literally get a pen and paper, write that down, so that stay in your thought. We're gonna have to research that after that, because I did the research and figured out that's what Cameron is invested in Georgia and Tampa.
Okay.
Invested in what now?
Subways.
Subways.
And they try to clown them. Niggas in Harlem try to clown.
Yeah, I knew a couple of, literally, there were two classmates at Florida State. They just, you know, one of their parents was, of course, you know, the complexion for the protection. And his parents gave him a certain amount, and then the other one worked a couple of different jobs, and I think he was mentored by someone who owned a bank, and they gave him some, but it wasn't that much. But they ended up owning a Subway, or franchising, not owning a Subway, but franchising, opening up a franchise location in Tallahassee before we graduated. Like, that was their goal freshman year, and they did it before they graduated.
Because this college is, you're not getting nothing under that. It's killing me about trying to remove these houses I've already seen.
Because 150, what's the 110? Click on the
Now,
110.
all those are rehab. I mean, you got ceiling, wall. I mean, these looking like, okay, you're gonna do the read.
I want to forget it for 80,000. Yeah, for 80,000. I wanted to get it for 80,000 so I can be able to put in the 40,000 save into
within 150 days, right there, they dropped it. You're looking at pretty much 25,000, and that was 2 months ago when it was last price. So I'm close. They're gonna be One bath. Okay. Outrageous on the price. I mean, it went off the market. See, that's to me, that's would be like the ideal price right there. That would be the ideal price for it, at least under 100,000. Or just even this one right here, where they last sold for last time. But that would be pretty much the ideal price. I mean, you looking at it right here, where they have it, where they were selling it for 31.50. See, someone tried to do a quick flip. They bought it for 31, held it for almost pretty much going into the next year, and then tried to sell it for 50. Okay, so this is the property. It's actually look like it's on a corner. Corner lot. Houses around it don't look too bad. Speed bump. Yeah, the house in the neighborhood ain't that bad. And like we was looking more or less for the college area. All right. Okay, this is Westlake. So Westlake, this is actually a little ways from we would want to get back to Vine City. Because going more towards Vine City College, back over there, because even though Westlake is a little distance away, I don't think too many college kids would want to go that far.
Courtney, chime in. Courtney, you've been waiting patiently. Chime in.
In regards to the properties being close to college places, or
Just in general, man.
Just in general.
oh well, I've been contributing. Like I said, I think that one of the things I would be mostly interested in, and you, John, you and I, we discussed this, buying up plantation properties. I think that would be, it's so incredible. Sis Empress, the one that I connected with you with the other week, we were having this discussion a couple of days ago because she came across a property that, honest to goodness, I saw in a dream of mine months ago, and it's a plantation style home. So listen, guys, let's do the research on what was so lucrative about slavery. Let's be real and let's be honest here. The fact that they had people that worked for no pay. Okay, they got labor for free. But guess what? The other part of that was so lucrative because they lived where they worked. We don't like to, we get uncomfortable, some of us anyway, when we want to study that, when we want to study slavery from an economical infrastructure standpoint, strictly by the numbers. Okay, this is one of the main components of the reasons why it was successful. And think about what is going to happen and what has been happening on a fast pace for the last 15 years. For the last 15 years, the amount of evictions that the average African, not even average, the African American family will face have doubled. Once this moratorium lifts for COVID, we are looking what could be in the millions as far as being evicted or living homeless or both. And to think that on top of that, people have been already for decades working, but living from, hotel to hotel or shelter to shelter, or just having kind of like a cycle of not having a stable place of address, but they have a job. You know, think about the kind of ridiculousness of that, right? The hypocrisy. You have to have a job in order to receive certain benefits, but you can be homeless to receive it's incredible. If we adopt a plantation, I don't want to say a plantation mindset, but a plantation blueprint, and applied it, think about Amazon creating full out housing communities, and all of their employers live there. Incredible. I tell you what I did last year? I worked for a major developer in Miami. What I told them, don't pay me what I was comparable when I worked for the city of Miami. Just pay my rent. I'll figure out the rest. Just pay my rent. And for the time that I was there in Miami, the last 8 months that I was there in Miami, that was the arrangement with the development company. They paid my rent, and I was able to, with my personal businesses, I was able to take care of any other utilities and things like that. But I was able to have flexibility money because my employer, the check didn't come to me. They paid my rent. They paid my rent every month. Like, that's what it was. And ultimately they were building a new development. And ultimately, if I had stayed in Miami, that's what would have been eating up a portion of my salary. I just would have stayed in the development. I do think that more companies can, but they do not. But more companies can adopt the same type of arrangement with their employees. And I do believe more employees, more working class people should put that as a stipulation. Imagine all of these restaurants. I remember, at one point in time, Coconut Grove, where I served as a councilwoman, Coconut Grove they were having a really big turnover with, two apartment buildings had been closed. And so they were losing their residents, and they were losing people that worked in the local restaurants, because we had a place called Cocoa Walk. And, we had some popular eateries there. And within 4 months of those two apartment buildings closing, or shutting, closing for good and shutting, Cheesecake Factory closed its doors. They decided not to renew their contract with Cocoa Walk. Chili's also, and then the Gap. The Gap took longer than, and they redid Cocoa Walk, and so they were able to say no, Gap left because the contract was going to be too high to fulfill once they opened back up. But really, you all, the working class are the ones that lose out with paying rent. The people that get paid the least, they pay the most as far as for housing. They can pay up to 70 to 80% of their income. And these are people that are not even making over $10 an hour. Make it make sense. So this one particular restaurant, small, not going to mention their name, but they're very popular. They were able to open 3 within, I think, a 3-year time period. And it was, it was a self-started restaurant. It wasn't a franchise or anything. But, when I worked for the city of Miami, the owner, he would always call and say, well, hey, what are you guys doing to kind of help? Because I'm losing a lot of my workers. They're having to, they're moving, and now they have to take, bus and trains to get here to work, whereas they used to live up the street. And I suggested to the guy, I said, why don't you look into, buying a couple of the properties? Oh, no. The properties are too expensive. Land is too expensive here. I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. This same person told me that, and less than a year later, he opened up 2 new restaurants. So, again, excuse me, but I go on my activism rants when I get involved in conversations like this. But we have got to be a whole lot more demanding on creating a sustainable living for people that are in the working class. And I think that, we can look at these opportunities, we can look at these blueprints, or I like to call them black prints. But if we aren't personally willing to invest in them, it's kind of like a moot point. But I think that putting more effort and energy into the research of plantations, I honestly, I don't see that being a bad idea at all. I tell you another thing. I visited when I was years ago, when I was still married, as an anniversary present. My former father-in-law, he got us a 3-night stay at a bed and breakfast in Boston, Virginia. We didn't think anything of it. We were like, great, we're gonna have a little road trip. We're gonna go to Boston, Virginia, and kind of see what this place is, because it was just an eloquently described bed and breakfast. What we experienced, I've never had experience like that again in my life. It was actually a renovated plantation, and I was so shooketh, as my friend Sis Queen Blackest Truth would say. I was so horrified. I was just like, why would your dad do this? I was really upset with my I hadn't had my classes in femininity yet, guys, so please forgive me. But I was upset with my husband, and I was like, why would your dad do this? This is a joke. Like, it was a horrifying experience, because you could really just feel the energy in this entire plantation. So of course, we got back. I didn't express my chagrin, but I was very kind of insulted that he would give us this as a present. Didn't find out until a month later why he did it. So we were upstairs, and we were at their house for dinner, and he called us downstairs, and the two ladies that bought that plantation and that had turned it into a bed and breakfast were in fact two Black women, and they were able to get an enormous amount of grants, government grants, to refurbish the properties and to make it into a profitable business. Now, the only place where I saw they went wrong is what? Their workers did not stay on the property. And that was one of the questions, I believe, that Ed Bradley asked, how was it different from an actual plantation? And that was one of the first things that one of the owners said, is that, they're able to go home to their homes and their families every night. And I said, when I thought about it, when I sat back and watched, and I sat back and thought about it, I said, I wonder if that would make that much of a difference. I wasn't really into the research then, but I just said, I wonder if that would make that much of a difference. The fact that they get to go home, what difference did that make? That's what I said. I said, what difference does that make? They get to go home. They're working on a plantation, but whatever. Like, I could see what they were saying as far as the business wise. But when I started working for the CRA in Miami, which the CRA stands for Community Redevelopment Agency. At the field trip, we went and visited I went and visited Tampa. Tampa has a community that is comprised of cottages that are all businesses. And I was like, wow, you put all these together, it's one big cul-de-sac. It's basically a plantation, but all of the different cottages had different, they had different businesses. You had one cottage, they made soaps, another cottage made candles, another cottage made, muffins, and you get the idea. They were all operating under the cottage law. But yeah, I do think that we as a whole, we need to become more we need to become a little bit more strategic with where we're putting our labor. And if you're putting your labor in a place that you literally are not getting paid enough to pay your monthly, or after you pay your monthly, you're literally left with pennies. I mean, literally, I've seen it. I've seen people need to make always late on their monthly with as far as their housing, whether it was mortgage or whether it was rent, because they needed to work about 5 weeks in order to be able to make up that month for rent. and that's not living. So I do think that we as the working class, we need to be thinking a little bit more strategically and leading the way in creating opportunities so that we can live and work in the same place. And I understand a lot of people say that doesn't appeal to them. They want to feel like they can go home. But I got to tell you, to be in a situation where you never have to worry about anybody calling you for rent, it's very freeing. It's very freeing, very calming. You sleep very well at night. Never have to worry about being late. And and also too, the company that you work for feels the brunt of that. Because I tell you, when I first made that request, now mind you, I was working for a big time developer. But when I first made that request, he was like, "You're paying $2,000 a month," like, because he lived up the street. He lived up the street in a home that he built himself. So he was like, and it was a pretty nice building. But he was like, I would have had no idea. I had no idea that was that much. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that plantation? Taking plantation style homes, renovating them out, and
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But the thing of it is, with dealing with those plantation homes and renting them out, I seen that it was a lady, she did that. As far as the plantation style homes, they had like wedding catering and events all at those homes, and they necessarily didn't have the people stay there, but that would be a good thing with them not paying no rent and stuff like that. They actually can work there kind of for less money. I mean, because without paying mortgage, only thing
exactly.
you just have to pay is just basic amenities, food,
Your utilities. That's it.
your utilities, and
Right.
car, whatever stuff that you get. That's it. I mean, that's a good deal.
That's it. The old city hall in Tucker is up for sale right now for 450, I believe, or 540, one of those numbers. And I looked at that and I said, because that's just the straight place my mind goes to. I said I wouldn't if I had that type of money, I wouldn't buy that and think of some office space I would put in there. I would, it would be mixed use. You could live up top, work on bottom, or live on bottom, work on top, depending on what type of establishment it is. But it would be a co-op type of, situation. All of the tenants that come in, it would be a business. You have to have a business. You have to have a business. You have to have a licensed business. Okay, let's talk about it. You got to have a licensed business. I'm not just talking about pushing plates out the window on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, needs to be licensed, needs to be registered, and you get to operate. You have a space to operate your business, and you have a space where you're living in. And I think that so many of us, because we've never had the experience of living in the mansions, living in the big house, living in a house of our own. Some of us are deterred from that idea. But I tell you, as things get more challenging, communal living is going to be an absolute thing of norm again. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm saying I would rather choose that than just be thrown into it. That's why I'm a real big advocate against homeless shelters, man, because some people end up homeless because they have issues, whether it's mental, whether it's abuse with drugs or alcohol. But some people wind up homeless literally because they fell behind in rent. And to put people in those type of situations, and it's not a real understanding or appreciation for the different backgrounds. I just said that's a highly combustible situation. I used to live, when I was waiting for my apartment actually to be renovated in Coconut Grove, I used to live a block away from a very popular, homeless shelter in Overtown, Miami, Florida. And the cops were there literally every day, literally every day. It's almost like a prison you can leave every day. It's just, it was just too much chaos. And to think that you're going to create quality, just quality people in society from these, highly volatile situations. We really have to start wrapping our heads around this with a little bit more projection for future, as opposed to just saying, okay, well, let's deal with the problem right now. And the problem right now is that they're homeless. Okay. So I do think if we take more of a business approach to it, like you said, I mean, it doesn't make more sense than that you have a business. So, you still are very much in, you still are very much a boss. You're very much in control of, your income, entrepreneur. You're feeding that spirit, because I do think that is a very empowering opportunity for a lot of people, that they actually miss the impact or miss the significance of that. A lot of people see entrepreneurs and just think that, well, they're just kind of just struggling and whatnot, but there is a freedom with being an entrepreneur. It definitely is. Is it nice to just have a check that comes every 2 weeks or what have you? Or in my case, I remember the first job I ever had that paid me every week was actually here in Atlanta. I was the assistant program manager for a cultural arts program. And I was actually in charge of trying to figure out what would be the best way of payment for the rest of the staff. And so after doing, a little survey says, I went back to the director and I said, hey, most people, not only will most people take a pay cut if they can get paid every week, but most people that get paid every week take less time off. So that fun fact. So when I got to Miami, that's the only type of jobs I looked for. When I got back to Miami, I was only interested in jobs that paid every week. So yeah, there's a lot to be said. There's a lot to be gained with working different jobs, because then you can figure out what works well, what doesn't. But I think with living in the same space where you're working, that's an entrepreneurial minded kind of venture and our ideal situation for an entrepreneur. And I think that if more people embrace that idea, I think we would have more entrepreneurs. If they literally could live, because of course, when you talk to the average person, if they're working at Popeyes, no, they're not thinking of, oh, I'm going to work and live where I'm not going to work and live at Popeyes. What are you talking about? But, if you, like I said, if you're a personal trainer, having a certain part of the home or certain part of the apartment or loft just with your equipment. I mean, and I've seen some entrepreneurs do some amazing space, especially being a content creator. I've seen them do amazing, doing amazing renovations, like with one area of the house to make it into, like a studio, a recording studio, and then the rest of the house, like literally you have, out of 2,000 square feet, you have another 1,600 square feet that you could do anything with, but they just take a little corner, not even a room, a little corner, and it looks like a complete studio, and, you'd be none the wiser. So, I think that's something that we should be talking about and investigating and doing our research with a little bit more. Collabing with other people that might feel the same. Oh, Sheed, we missed you last night. We had a really nice event. You should have come out, because you're here in Atlanta. You definitely should have come out. We were at the Core over in East Point. I'm actually going tomorrow for some free yoga, the babies and I, but a real dope spot, man, in East Point. Very, very cool. The video is up on my channel. Definitely check it out. But I'm planning on doing some other things there. It's just an incredible location, and the vibe is really good there. The energy is really high. And like I said, I'm in the age where I'm just like, hey, I would rather choose my tribe And the tribe that I would rather choose are those that are, you know, we're working, we're getting it, we're you know, committed to elevating situations, not just, you know, living to work. I mean, not just working to live, but, you know, and living to work, but making our lives, you know, making not just making lives, but making legacy. So, you know, I got babies.
Let's look
You
at
know.
businesses in Atlanta for sale, man. Let's do that one more time.
So you doing that?
Yeah. Look at some of those plantation homes. There are a few.
Want to look at plantation home?
Yeah. Plantation
Okay.
style homes.
All right.
Yeah, you'll do that, but after that, we got to do businesses in that area.
Okay. Now I wanted to talk about these this property right here because you see where they
Okay.
have it 165 and let me go to it. Nice house, but this is the price that they want for it right now, 165. But 120 was the better deal. I mean, because the rental, you don't have that much, 2 bedroom, and you know, it's still near college area. But the other one I was looking at earlier for that two, oh, was it? Now that's the ideal spot right here for college kids right here. Even though it's kind of high, you can actually get it lower because it's a 6 bedroom, 2 bath, and see the rentals for the room was 4 to actually if it could be more than that, like 450. Actually, could be more than that. I mean, because you have the college kids, they're sharing. All they're doing is having their own room, 2 bathrooms to share. I mean, with the college kids, depending on how they're working and stuff like that, just for that one room, probably 600 or more for that. And then, like I said, with bedrooms, and let's go down to where's the calculation for it. Even with 6 bedroom times 4, you're still looking at 24. But if you do 5 or 6, you're looking at a whole lot more.
Yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to take over the panel. I'm gonna have a couple more people that hop on the panel, so y'all pretty much got the keys to it, man. So Rashid, Courtney, give me a couple minutes.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
So yes, brother, if you could, brother, are you familiar with a place called Bannon Hills?
No. Where's Bannon Hills at?
Well, I can't give you the exact location. I know we passed it when we were driving back from the core yesterday, and the core is 2857 Main Street. So we were driving back, and it must have been about maybe 20 minutes from the core, and about 20 minutes from about 20 minutes out, maybe about 30 minutes out from it, you know, the Metro Atlanta. But I couldn't believe it. I'll get the exact location because I tried to look it up online today, and to no surprise, there was no address for it. But when there was no online presence for it. But when I tell you, brother, it was like driving into a third world, like war zone. Like it was like, you know how like when you're watching those like 90 like Terminator style movies, and they go back to an area and they see it kind of like all, you know, they see it all like desolate and, you know, tumbleweeds that, you know, rolling through the parking lot, and it's all deserted and whatnot. It looked like that. Like there was it was an apartment complex, and there were literally buildings that burnt on one side, and people were just living on the other side. And I just could not believe
on one side?
The whole, yes, this was a complex, so it had many buildings, but like, you know, one building would be like, two of them were this way, where it was like, it was obvious fire had happened in one apartment or two apartments on one side, and then just on the other side, people were just living, like, you know, like, oh, okay, like this is just business as usual. And you could tell that it was a fire, like, you know, part of the roof was missing, and you know, that place had no, you know, the side where the fire was had no windows and that sort of thing.
And you said
The
what
trees
area you were
were
in?
all these-
You was in the East
We were
Point
about 30
area?
minutes out. Yeah, we were about 30 minutes out of Metro Atlanta, but like 20 minutes from like East Point, or 20 minutes into East Point. I can't really call it what direction.
Okay. I know the area pretty good, so I can kind of pop a map. East Point's down here, and depending on where you were, you say you were off of Main Street?
No, I said we were, the core is Main Street, but we weren't off of Main Street. It was just about 30, it was about 25 minutes from Main Street. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was
Pretty
going
good.
towards like Lithonia or Stone Mountain. It was going towards like that area. But it was called Bannon Hills with 2 N's, but I couldn't find any online presence because I said, I wonder who and what owns this property, because they cannot be, you know, there's no way somebody's owning this property and they ain't seen no jail time. It was crazy. So I was just, you know, I was just kind of wondering if other people knew of it. I heard that a lot of intercontinental Africans live out there. So I didn't know whether it was something kind of owned by Quebec. I've heard of that happened in a lot of places. Oh, excuse me. I heard it happened in a lot of places where there will be someone that buys you know, like they'll buy property, and it happens too, of course, in Miami. And then they'll just go and they move back to their home country, but they'll buy the property and then they just hire out a management team to, you know, collect on it on the monthly. But you know, I just can't. It was criminal. It was criminal what I saw, that anyone, families or anyone could live in conditions like that. It was the type of place where, you know, like usually apartment complex, you see like roaming, you know, like dogs or whatever, cats or whatever. You didn't even see that. Like nothing was living outside there. Nothing was living outside.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was very sad conditions. Like I didn't want to take a picture because I was just like, I didn't want to offend, you know, anyone that was living there or whatever. But it was a sight. It was a sight.
Going to like the Kennesaw area. Got too far. Okay, yeah, I'm just pulling up, trying to get Kennesaw area because I know he was wanting to look at colleges and stuff in that area, try to get some properties. But this is like an office building, like a church. Yeah, office. This is killing me. We're trying to take this stuff off. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the area that you're talking about, and just the generalization of it. That's what I'm trying to focus on. Like you said, let me pull back out and go back towards downtown Cumberland. I know he wanted to do mostly like college areas to Agnes Scott over there, Georgia State, and let's see, Summer Hill areas, Cabbage Town, Carson, 200. Yeah. So just everything looks like we've been priced out. More or less everything. Now this will be a good buy right here. Well, a lot of rehab. That's too much above 200 for one bedroom. I mean, 2 bedroom, one bath. That is not a good deal. Can't even do that. Rehab on it alone is killer. Yeah, Courtney, if we're gonna look at plantation style houses, they're gonna be mostly outside of Atlanta, or you're gonna be in the general metro, like Pacer Ferry area. Those houses are like ridiculous in price.
Do you ever look at estate sales?
Estate sales? No, not really.
Estate sales, like go down to the courthouse and see what properties are like foreclosed on and see what, making a list of those. There was a gentleman that man, he made a killing. He would go to the courthouse. He did it for like a month straight, and he just was looking up what houses were going to be foreclosed on. He made a website, and basically he like rented out properties to people, but they basically were like squatting because as long as you get a utility bill, they could get some type of legal opposition to the property once they were kind of found out. This was years ago in Miami, but that was where the idea came from, and I was just wondering if that was done because I know for a fact there are a lot of properties here, like between here, Mississippi, South Carolina. They're deserted plantations, and of course, uh, legally, um, we aren't on the deeds or ownership, but when it comes to people that work the land, and the reason why we were not in, when I say we, I mean African Americans, Black Americans, we aren't included for people that owned it because you property can't own property, and so slaves were considered property. So in the event that that's not the case, there are literally hundreds of thousands of people in the South, particularly, that are rightful owners of these plantation homes and don't even know it. So I'm less like, if that might be something. Just like I said, again, another project maybe to do on another side note. Just figure out, what some of these properties that are plantation properties that are foreclosed on, and they got foreclosed because there were no living members to bequeath the property to, and starting to reach out to, like, for example, if there was a green plantation, then chances are a folk with the last name Green might be eligible to claim rights to the property. The same thing, not the same thing, but they have similar rights of ownership in Bahamas. I'm fourth generation Bahamian, and with my last name being Delancey, there's literally property in Eleuthera that I can own because of the namesake. And I think that more of us need to become a little bit more aware of that here too. So, maybe not necessarily plantation homes that are on quote unquote, publicized as being for sale, but as far as like legally, on the dockets, as far as estate sales or as far as foreclosed properties, that might be something to investigate as well.
Okay. These are some country areas. I'm from Georgia. Yeah, this one, not that bad. I like this one. I'm actually from this town here in Greenville. That is LaGrange, Georgia area right here. Going towards LaGrange, Georgia. It's not a bad buy considering I hear a lot of people for what they spend on $1 million. Oh, this is not really bad. This is, I mean, with getting property with the houses, Covington, oh, 600, oh, what's the last? 6 million, over 1,000 acres. This would be great right here, property for a project that I wanted to do if I had the money for it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. What's the square footage on that?
It was over 1,000 acres. It's over 1,000 acres right here.
Amazing.
And I mean, even with this lake that they have here, the land itself, these. My thing, I seen this on one other platform. I was on this lady, Erica Williams. She's a YouTuber, and just getting um tiny homes, taking tiny homes and put it on the property. I can actually rent the tiny homes like Getaway C. And this is not that far from, the city, Noonan. What Noonan County, not Noonan, Georgia. Let's go to that. 20 Oxford. Okay, yeah, it's not that far. It's Kanye's area. So you're dealing with less than. Okay, Atlanta's right there. You're dealing with less than an hour, pretty much like an hour 15 or so from the metro. It's not a bad drive. And considering if you get that property, like I said, with the tiny homes, you actually have the employees working there. They can have their own homes. Pretty much somebody without kids, they would actually have to build houses over there or trailers. And like we was discussing, they could actually stay on the property, rent out the tiny homes, and they just do the maintenance on the tiny homes working there. That's a good deal. And like I was saying, using the property for events and stuff like that too. Great vacation spot. It's just all about coming up the amount of money.
For purchase, right? Outright. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that's the best thing you can do is purchase land and build on it. But like you said, with tiny homes, that's a perfect perfect kind of scenario, because again, when the time does come, like you may not see it in your lifetime, but again, to think 100 years in advance, when the time does come that government takes that land and they want to develop on it because they run out of land other places, all that we need to learn, we can learn from the Lorax. Such a good movie. So when that time does come, if it's tiny homes, those are definitely easier to move than, blowing up your whole town like they had to do with Sleepy Hollow. Y'all remember Little House on the Prairie, right? I'm showing my age. I don't care. But they blew that town up. They said, we know we'll blow it up before you take it. So they blew their town up. So I like to go out like that. I appreciate that we can't. Back then they weren't moving cabins and moving, farmhouses, but they went ahead and just collectively decided their little town, they were just gonna blow it up. set them on fire and just go ahead and let the government do what the government does and just take it. But you know, you won't go take my dignity with it. So, but with it being little houses, I think that that's a great idea. And again, that's what I think. I think we need to really get away from the idea of thinking we have to have these big, huge mansions to live when you only have, you know, you got 2 kids and, you know, 2 or 3 kids and maybe a dog and something. And you think, oh, I got to get into these, you know, I got to get this huge property to show how successful I am, instead of thinking I'm going to, you know, make this a huge business to leave to my family generational wealth and building legacy, instead of trying to show someone how, you know, wealthy you are. You know, you prove it by investing it in your family to come. So that's my thoughts, and definitely land is a way to do it, because that's the one thing that, you know, they can't make more of. You know, they can't make more land. Always make more property. You know, they're gonna make another car, they're gonna make more phones, they're gonna make clothes, but they can't make more land. So get it. Let's try to organize and get it while we can, or get in with someone that already has it.
Yeah, we was going over this earlier, and yeah, it's still giving me the same. We're not finding no. We're just trying to look up business or rent. I mean, to actually buy and checking out the profit, because Jonathan hit a good site yesterday that actually gave the business what the profit was for it, you know, how much you're investing in, how much the return is per year. Let's get back on this real estate. Yeah, because even with these properties like this, like I just did small for under 25. And even if we're going higher, even far as the land, I mean, a lot you can see right here, the keywords using hunting for timber. I seen the documentary on Vice to where 400 and was it 400 or 4,000? And it was like a large amount of land. I think it was close to 400 probably acres that the guy actually took from this family. I mean, when it came down to it, all he had to do was just go to one family member that was down the generation that actually didn't stay in that area, and ask them did they want to sell their property. I guess piece of property outright. It was in the family, like you were saying earlier. There's a lot of slaves that outright own the land, and the ones that did, they know anything about will and everything, to the extent that they were actually leaving the property to the family. And this guy, he was doing it correct. He was actually going through, like I said, looking at family members that didn't stay in that area, and was getting them to actually off their land. And it got to the point where he actually got all the land, sold it off, and basically just used it for the timber. And actually, he could have paid the people who lived on the land money to cut the trees down, but it was more beneficial to him to take the land by going to the courthouse, buying the land outright, because knowing that the family didn't have the money to kind of argue and dispute all that. And he would put like ads in the like the old way of getting divorces back in the day, when you would put an ad out in the newspaper, and if the people wouldn't come out and claim it, like um, missing people report, and that's how the guy was doing. Ultimately, taking all the land. I mean, going down to the courthouse, buying it out like that too. Because if you don't know your land is out for auction, you just sit at home while someone's out there auctioning your land out. Still there, Courtney? All right. I'm gonna start looking up some areas in Decatur. Good deals over here. It's not a bad deal. 200. 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 8,000 renter. Correct address. Decatur. 120. This is killer. A lot of these houses are being sold. This is a rental.
Courtney.
I think she's out. She's on mute for me.
No, I'm right here.
Okay.
Goddess Energy, salute to y'all. Marina's still in here. You know, if y'all want to be able to come on, it's an open panel. Click on the link. Click on the link. Click on the link. My bad, y'all. I'm still on.
I was just telling you, I'm gonna have to step down for a minute, so.
All right, no problem, man.
Somebody else to share screen.
All right, no problem. You know.
What's my YouTube?
All right, no problem. Courtney, are you on your laptop or are you on your phone?
I'm on my laptop.
Okay, if you want to share your screen, I'll be able to share your screen. So any investments, any type of assets that you're pretty much saying.
I can share mine?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Oh, wow. From StreamYard? I've never done that. You're excited.
I'll share your screen, and we can be able to analyze what you got going on, the assets, properties, businesses, any type of thing that's going around, businesses for sale, properties that can be able to be seller financing. That's where we got to utilize Google research. And that's why we're going to have to be very detailed on when we type on Google, because Atlanta businesses for sale, that's too broad. That's too broad. We need a very in-depth detailed Atlanta businesses under $100,000. If we can be able to do that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But Rashid, thank you.
You good? I'm gonna still be in the back and everything. I'm gonna be listening. I'm gonna still be in the back, and I'm gonna drop something for you too. All right.
Okay. Now, Courtney, I'm still gonna be on the phone. So if anybody wants to come on to the panel, click on the link. Click on the link. Marina, you need to click on the link. Marina, you need to click on the link, Marina, because I'm literally on the phone still right now. So I'm gonna be on the phone for a couple more minutes and stuff. Courtney, I'll be able to share your screen. So whatever you got in mind, let's rock it like that. Let me get on mute real quick. Courtney, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I borging?
Yeah, you're borging, but I can hear you. Yeah, but you're borging.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but I can hear you, but you are borging.
Let me reset this. But if anybody wants to hop on, it's an open panel. Click on the link. I'm gonna have to refresh my browser real quick. So Courtney, whatever you got, I'm gonna share your screen when I get back.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Courtney, I'm still looking up that area. I cannot find the area. I should have stayed on, sis. I thought he was gonna go ahead and share you.
The Bannon Hills area, the Bannon Hills property. It's a it said that that was the complex name, but I'm gonna tell you, brother, it was so shady. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not even really that complex name. I think that somebody is owning that and just. I don't think it can't. I think the people that collect rent there and the people that collect rent there and people that own it might even be different people. I can't.
Apartment?
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it was so. I can't imagine anybody pulling in there and like,
yeah, let me lease. You know, like it's got to be either you trapping, but it's on the whole apartment complex, and it was huge, bruh. It was huge, and there was not one building that didn't look tattered and battered. Not one building, but there was not one building. But my screen is taking a long time to pull up because I did try to look up some properties on my end. I tell you, I look at these homes, and I tried to get a couple of my family members to meet to talk about, you know, getting a couple of those, investing in a couple of properties, because I have some young nephews here. I have one is 26. He just got a brand new house built. He's a trucker over in Stonecrest. They just built a brand new house, bought ground up in November. He moved in. They started it early last summer, and he just moved in November. And I tried to get him and my other nephew, who is he just resigned from the Atlanta Police Department. I tried to get him. You said what?
Nah, that was the echo off the on YouTube. I was trying to see was my screen being shared.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you still set up.
Yeah, I tried to talk to them about, you know, getting a couple of these properties to flip, and you know, they weren't interested. That's why I said, you know, every time, you know, I come across a younger person that's business minded, I really try to latch on, because, you know, society will have people think that, you know, older people aren't trying to do business with younger people, like we're in competition. But that's not what I see. What I mostly see is younger people don't want to listen. Like, they don't want to do it. They want to do it their way, you know.
But a
So
lot of them advantages, though. That's the crazy.
a lot of them, what, brother?
They don't see the advantages because they don't see a lot of people doing it. I mean, the craziness of it is, you know, they would have to have a friend or somebody that they generally like is famous, because that's like with I think Chris Brown. Chris Brown owned a couple of Subways and owned a couple of Burger Kings and stuff like that. That other guy, young guy, Tyler, was it Tyler the Creator? He owns a lot of business. He employ a lot of people. And, you know, if you're not in those circles, you're not gonna like look at that as being something that's positive and good. You know, that type of you know, rental property, stuff like that. It's more like catching a cold, or catching, like, yeah, just basically catching a cold. You start seeing a lot of guys in that area, and they generally doing that, you're gonna start doing the same thing, like catching a cold. If these guys over here doing it, and you're always around them, eventually you're gonna be doing the same thing that they're doing. It's inevitable. If you see so many guys around you that's selling houses and making these moves and dealing with finance and stuff, you're gonna get in it too. Because that's like one of the biggest things I always tell guys about getting life insurance, getting whole life, because ultimately you can take the money that's in those whole life policies and pull it out like a loan.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm an insurance broker, and I said I'll never go back. I would never go out again. You know, home life is just. I mean, whole life is just. You know, that's money you can reinvest, turn over. You can remaneuver it. A term is temporary. It's for a term.
You need to talk to this guy. I talked to him on YouTube. I'm actually going to have him do a review of my policies. Alonzo Hall, I'll share his link.
Okay.
Pretty cool guy. I've been dealing with him online for
Is he local?
No, he's actually in New York. That guy, he's actually trying to get a shelter up there in New York because he wants to on the StreamYard. Yeah, actually, he's trying to get a shelter because he's doing the thing that you don't like, man shelter. He wants to put a man shelter up in New York.
Oh, you mean when I said I don't like homeless shelters? No, bruh,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I know that they need, it's a service. Absolutely, don't get
yeah,
me wrong. But what I'm saying is that, it's a very complicated, nuanced situation. And I've heard how these people, some of these people, I won't say your colleague is that, but since I was sat on as a council member, the way they, it's poverty pimping. The way these owners get these shelters built is they act like everybody coming in there has, they on the run from their home countries. They've been beaten, they've been raped by their daddies, and not everybody is coming into those doors like that. So
yeah,
it just creates a traumatic. It almost is like the people that aren't coming into those doors like that. Those are the people that get attacked, because they get made to feel as though they're like, I remember there was this one lady, I'll never forget, her name was Ann, and Ann drove I'm not even kidding you, she drove like one of those really, and y'all have to forgive me because I'm not into really expensive cars, but she drove a McLaren. She had to hide her McLaren at another building and walk to the shelter. She was like, yeah, she did. Because she was like, Courtney, you don't understand. Like, and I was like, no, I do. Because like I said, I lived a block from it. And I would see her walking. I would see her pulling in and parking. And she was like, please don't tell anybody. Like people would, like those girls, they would kill me. They would kill me, because she's like, they don't care the fact that, I'm here because of the same reason they are. Her husband, she was Polish. Her husband had basically brought in a mistress and kicked her out. And she said, Courtney, I was living in that. That's the only thing I left with. And she had a new baby. She had a 4-month-old. So she was at the shelter with her baby. And she was like, I was living in that when I found this place. And so she would park her car at this studio. It was a studio, like a fitness studio up the street. She worked out something with the owner. She would park it in the back. And she'd walk over to that shelter, and she lived in that shelter with her and her baby, she and her baby. And I said, no, I do understand. I understand dang well. I understand perfectly. But like I said, I do know it's a need. Don't get me wrong. I know it's a need. I just, the stipulations and how people have to, kind of deal and how they have to maneuver once they're in a situation like that is it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate they don't have properties that say, oh, I just couldn't pay, I fell behind. I fell behind on my rent. No, they, it's, you either homeless or you own a home. And that's just not realistic. That's not fair. It's not. Oh, thank you, Goddess Energy. I see your quote there. Thank you for posting that, John. And I got the link here, sheet. I'm going to definitely reach out. Because I was also saying that the space that I was at, last night for the reading, it's just a lot of, kind of really cool cultural situations we can get going there. And that's why I was asking, was he local? Because I'm trying to reach out to people that may want to go in and collab on hosting some events there. Real dope spot. Oh, she is gone. Okay. Well.
Hello?
Right. Goddess Energy. There's no in between. Oh, Sheet, you're back. Great. Yeah, there's no in between. There's no middle class no more. It's like either you don't need no help at all ever, or you always need help.
And if you always need help, they quickly try to label you as some you better be homeless or they ain't near, and some trauma victim. They need that trauma bond situation happening full fledged.
Yeah, when it comes down to it be like that. I got a friend. He tell his family that he's struggling. He don't make no money. This guy makes probably like 300,000 a year, and he's been doing that consistent, like probably 2 or 3. I don't know. This guy, he makes decent money, but he rides. He has a car from what 2014 or something, Chrysler, and he's been riding that car for the longest. He lives like a miser, but I mean, he's just smart with his money though, and that's not the biggest thing to go get the new and nice fancy cars and stuff like that. Even if I had the money, I would just get one luxury car just to have to go out in, and not really to flex, but just to have something nice. But other than that, I wouldn't get no all these crazy cars. I mean, I would buy stuff like trucks and stuff like I got now. I got like trucks that I do so much work with my trucks. That's why I mean it's important. But even I got a 2010, I could have bought a newer one or got a car note. I wanted something where I could pay it off.
I definitely hear you there, and I think that we really do get caught up too. We become brother Palmetto, the one that wrote the book that was launched yesterday at the core. He often says that Black people we are the capital. We are the capital. We are we're the one that gives value to money. Like we're the ones that really do. He was like other demographics don't. We're the ones that have to pay attention to what we drive, and like I said, we're whether no matter what we're making or earning, we are spending 70 to 80% of our income on where we're living. You know how many times, and it would blow my mind how many times, because like I said, I was on the council, I was with 8 other members, and probably about 3 of them were hardcore activists or what have you, so to speak. But the other 5 were like, why would you live in a place where you're paying $2,000 a month? Like, because how much it is, well, not how much, but do you know what I would be going through if I was living in a place that only was $1,000 a month? Because what it was in Miami, Florida, what these places want, where you're living and paying $1,000 is a world of a difference between what you're paying for when you're paying 2. And I remember one person said, when I said I was paying $2,000 a month, he said, it sounds like a personal choice to me, or like a luxury choice to me. And I'm like, if you call luxury being able to live 2 blocks away from my son's school, 1 block away from my daughter's bus stop, because I don't own a car. So if you call that luxury, then you know what, I would love to really talk to you about what a lot of people that you claim to be up here representing are, what type of decisions they're having to make. And they pay $1,000, less. I mean, and I'm saying these people that pay $1,000 less, they have to make the decision of whether, they're gonna pay rent or they're gonna pay lights the next month. So yeah, it may seem on the outside that, oh, I'm being stush, but no, I'm trying to make it the same way anybody else is dealing with my situation. I don't have a car, so I'm paying a little more to live closer to my children's, school and their my daughter's bus stop, so yes, it is nice that the place I was at had a pool and washer and dryer, but primarily it was because of the fact that
I don't have a car, so I have to be very mindful of, making sure that, my children are still we're able to maneuver, and I'm able to walk to grocery stores and, that sort of thing. So
It's also a convenience thing too, because you got to understand this. I mean, you can pay less, but then you will have to deal with a lot more because generally about the area,
exactly.
area that's
Right.
rough, people are mugging. I mean, the more you pay, it's not necessarily always true, but you tend to have less crime, more police presence, and stuff like that because most of those people in the area, they go to these city council meetings and they're the ones that are cracking down on the crime in the area. As far as in areas that pay less, they worrying about just going to work and coming home and hoping nobody don't rob them within the process.
Very true. Very true. All facts.
Yeah, I mean, it's in general. A lot of people they look at that like I was saying earlier when I came to this area over here. My whole general state of mind is to get in this area that I'm in now, Decatur, to actually get some type of profit off this house when I get ready to sell it. Because, like I said, when I first moved in the neighborhood, they built sidewalks. Now they're in the process of putting more lights in the area. And once they put more lights in, yeah, my son's giving me a birthday list. Christmas just passed and he want more stuff. But yeah, they putting sidewalks and all that. I'm just waiting for them to start putting restaurants. I mean, because more and more people are moving in the area, and the more people sell these houses, and they start put. I mean, they got a community across the street, and I think those houses start around close to two something, and all that's doing is just bringing the property tax up. Because once you have a community that kind of is like an eyesore, that's the houses that stick out different than the others. All it's doing is bringing up the property tax in that area. But generally speaking, it's also going to bring up the value too, because if I just put a little money in my house and then keep everything up, the maintenance and bonus, the neighbors are pretty good. I mean, I should get top dollar for this house in like the next 5 at least 10 years. I'm staying that long. Like I was telling Jonathan about this area, the whole thing is to get over here and find something of low value and then just move out towards the country. Because my thing is the city's okay, but I want land. I have a lot of little
Oh
toys.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
And
I look forward to that, to that. I love country living, man. I really underestimated it. Like I underestimated it for a long time because with me coming from Philadelphia, and then actually a girlfriend of mine, they went camping every year for her birthday. So I went with them one year. And man, I was like, it was such a peace. It was such a peace with camping. I was like, you know what? And it's funny too, because the place was called Lebanon. And there's a place down here called Lebanon. So when I would come down here and visit my cousin, I'm gonna see him on Saturday. And I haven't seen him since I lived here before, but one night he was like, yeah, I'm going. No, that's what he was going. He said he was going to Lithonia. And I was like, you going to Lebanon? And I was like, Lebanon it's in Philly. You going to camp in Philly? But he was going to Lithonia, and I hadn't heard of, Lithonia when I was until I came and until he was saying that before. So but yeah, it's such a different energy, it's such a different piece. And like I said, it takes years. It takes some years for them to catch up, but they will. They will, because again, that's why they made acts the same way. That's why they made acts to do the same thing that they did when they retracted the act for 40 Acres and a Mule, the Emancipation Act, because they realized that man, you give somebody land, it's a wrap. Like literally, it's a wrap. So that's why I always say, y'all. And again, I know this is Real Deal Financial, so I don't want to, hog and overflow the mind state, but you know, anything that they do to Black people is on a test to do to the rest of the society. So trust me, when they took that land, when they took that back from free slaves, and they realized the faux pas in that you can become incredibly independent, incredibly fast, and incredibly wealthy, even without selling your property, just with, you know, having the next generation being able to till your land, and, you know, having them all just live on the land. And, you know, you have a massive amount of people that are growing on these properties. That's why, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a heartbreaking picture of the leader of the Native Americans in the White House when he's signing. He signed over that he signed over the bill that got them the reservations. He had to give up the land. He had to give up all of the United States for just being able to have certain properties, you know, just to be able to have certain areas and to be able to live rent free. But he had to give up, you know, he literally had to give up the world to own a city.
You know, he got scalped too. I think that was one of the guys that got scalped.
Yeah. But that picture that I have to get that picture. I'm gonna hang that up and get that framed. That's a heart-wrenching picture, man. That's a grown man, and you can see the pride, you can see you know, like I said, you could just see the turmoil and the decision that he had to make. It's like, you know, you need to give up the rights to all of this, or, you know, we'll just take you and your family out right now. And so that's why I don't ever want us to be misled and not understanding that these decisions they haven't been easy decisions. So when they say, well, why can't Black people build and we don't want to, and a lot of us do, but there is such a thing as PTSD, and it's not even post-traumatic stress, it's traumatic stress, because we're still going through it right now. You know, people all the time ask why I resigned from a council when, you know, they're like, oh, you know, to be an elected official, you know, you're less than, what is it, like 13% of the population, something even less than that, I think, that will ever achieve, you know, that sort of accolade. But I said, man, but it's nothing worse than being an elected official and you ain't got no money and no support, because you're really up on that dais, but you're really messed up. You know, you're really messed up because the people that you're there supposed to be there representing, they at work, or, you know, relaxing, because they relaxing and from a layover before they go back to work. So they're not at no city hall meeting. So I'm up there fighting by myself. And then I go home and I'm struggling the same way that the people who, you know, I'm supposed to be representing are struggling. So I'm like, it's a very tough situation. And of course, you know, you're not trying to put yourself in a precarious position to, you know, to kind of be vulnerable. And that's another thing too that I really saw coming, you know, especially with all of this COVID situation, because, you know, a lot of people weren't working, and you know, I was like, if I go back to just trying to be an insurance agent, you know, full-time insurance broker, you know, there were a lot of people willing to pay you to say that you know, they worked for you and that sort of thing, so they could get get entitled to some different loans and some different breaks in their taxes. And like I said, I can't be the next Kwame Kilpatrick waiting for somebody to pardon me. You know, I got two babies that I have to come home to daily. So I just went ahead and, you know, resigned and moved back up to Atlanta, because I said, you know, Atlanta was one of the few places that I've ever lived that you can really, you know, entrepreneurs can live here. You can be an entrepreneur and
Okay, I'm back.
That's not true with a lot of other places. Y'all. What'd you say?
Okay, I'm back, y'all.
Oh, okay. Welcome back. And John, I'm going to have to jump. I'm on another panel tonight at 11. But I thank you for inviting me. This was beautiful. Again, let's definitely touch bases. I sent you over a couple of things that I definitely want to, discuss. And Sheed, it was awesome sharing the panel with you, brother. But like I said, it makes no sense. We in the same city. Let's build, babe. Beyond the boards. Beyond the boards.
I'm good. That's what I said. I want to go ahead and link up. I'm supposed to be trying to link up with Mark Nash this weekend too.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
I'll
I
be
definitely try to
celebrating
link with you as well.
Great. So I'm gonna email you. I'm celebrating my son's birthday on Saturday, but I think we're gonna put together a retreat. We're going over to look at some property in Mississippi in March. So maybe you can get down. Maybe you would like to be a part of that caravan. I said, well, they caravanning. They say they 1 million strong caravanning over here, getting ready. We need to get our own caravans going. So with that being said, you all, you're always welcome. I'm not doing any shows for the rest of the week, but next week we'll be back at it. So hopefully I see you brothers on the glow side. Talk to you later.
All right, cool.
Okay, Courtney, salute to you as well. We got. I'm gonna be shutting this down so I can be able to talk to Morena about some business. So, Morena,
right, that's cool.
My personal is in the chat. Let me, Morena, hurry up and text me so I can delete it. So I can literally
just tell her to get on the private, where she can jump on there and then pull it back down. Because if she get on the if she go to StreamYard,
she doesn't want to get on the panel. So yeah.
Yeah, but she just be backstage and get your number on the backstage.
Oh, I already too late. So Morena, if you got it, get it, copy it, paste it.
All right, then I'm finna jump off anyway, man.
All right, Rashid, man, it was nothing but a pleasure, dog.
All right, always.
Okay. Morena, definitely hit me up right now and we can be able to chop up on some business. I can send you the links that you need. My consultations always consist around e-commerce, stocks, and pretty much help you on a credit repair lead that I utilize. So I'm gonna give you all those links on the consultation. And it right now is pretty much the best time to be able to figure out what's gonna be your next move, because there's gonna be more stimulus check money floating around. So that utilize the money to be able to create up your own e-commerce store, marketing for it on Facebook ads, generate some cash flow, and sell products that's needed. So I'm gonna give you a whole entire list of products to sell, a nice list of stocks you can be able to research, analyze, that's involving with gun stocks, e-commerce, other type of niches of stocks that's being involved in. So I'm gonna give you a whole economic market play, but get the number real quick so I can be able to delete this off. Okay. But all that being said, salute to everybody that came through. Salute to everybody that liked and shared the video. And also salute to everybody that supported and donated. Much respect to everybody. And Morena, text me right now. I'm about to go set up shop so I can be able to have everything ready for you. So as soon as I'm off, we can be able to discuss some business on some real stuff when it comes to actually getting stuff progressing. So salute everybody. Real Deal Financial out.